Mate.
All right, we are live. How's it going, everybody? This is the Rookie Corner. We got a packed house here today, and with me here is Anomaly Inc. as our special guest, as well as Obi-Wan Reviews, and we got Flipped Out and Black Angus Reviews, and the Sith Kryptonian, the main crew. And so we're just going to start off with Nathan real quick. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your history with YouTube?
Sure. So I started my channel about just for shits and gigs about, I think it was 2 weeks before The Last Jedi came out. And first video I did was on a video game called Elix. I don't know if you guys ever played it or not. I mainly started out just talking about games and talking about UFC. And then I've since stopped doing UFC. But then The Last Jedi came out. And I uploaded 3 Last Jedi reviews. One was when I got home straight away. I fanboyed it. Then the second review was I made a review weighing up the pros and cons. And then the day after that, literally the day after, I found out Rian Johnson directed and wrote it. And then it just suddenly hit me like a bolt of lightning. I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. Then I made a rant. And then the rest just sort of, the rest is history. So,
the best way to start the channel around The Last Jedi.
I think all of us have that in comic, right? Except Rookie, I think.
Pretty much. Mine. I mean, some of it. No, it was before The Last Jedi when I started. A little bit before that, but definitely. But the Fandom Menace is definitely what helped us all get to know each other. So.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
There's the one unity.
Gang.
Yeah. Do you know? Pay attention to the Fandom Menace stuff a little bit, Nathan? The Fandom Menace?
I don't really. The only channel I follow almost religiously is Geeks and Gamers. Consent fan. Oh no. Excuse me. John Talks Star Wars. I've actually been in touch with him ever since he started his channel. Ever since he did his Last Jedi video. Me and him sort of started at the same time, so I've been sort of known him ever since he started, and we've spoken on a number of occasions. I was on his stream once, which is really, really cool, and he's a good dude, that guy. I really like John Talks. And Odin, funny thing, me and Odin got monetized on the same day. It's a pretty funny story.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
I sent him a photo on Twitter. I was holding up a beer. I was like, here's to monetization.
Nice.
That's awesome. So you each got the same viewing hours on the same day, or the same subscribers right there?
No. We just I think we both cracked 1,000 around the same time. Odin's channel though is a bit different than mine. Odin is a very news heavy focused. Mine's just
the Odin's movie blog?
Mine used to be news focused, but I sort of stepped away from that. I don't like doing every news updates every day. I like sort of just making lengthy, in-depth videos.
You want to talk about stuff you want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
I agree to that.
And then I'll just ask you one more before any of the guys want to ask you anything, and then I'll ask Obi-Wan a few things. So what are some of your future goals for YouTube? I heard that you want to take a little break for a little bit.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah. Just over December. Because this is the thing, I started writing a book, and you'll find this funny. One of the reasons I started writing the book is because I just see how much, I know books and movies are two different things, but I see the level of garbage writing there is in Hollywood right now. The Last Jedi was a game changer for me. We see Rian Johnson, then we got Colin Trevorrow, who was going to write and direct Episode 9. That fucker wrote Jurassic World 2: Fallen Kingdom. Then you got Shane Black, who fucking wrote Predator. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of writing the book. I've had no writing training. I'm writing the book just to sort of prove a point that anyone can write a good story. If they take inspiration from, they take their time with it and whatnot. But because I write most of my videos up, it kind of discourages me from writing the book. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, all right, I just finished writing a 20-minute video. Now I got to start writing the book. I'm like, I'm exhausted. So
yeah, I hear you.
Take a break from videos, enjoy the holiday, use it to write the book, and then start up early next year, I think, with some regular content. And meanwhile, just do movie reviews and reactions, because I don't have to write those. I can just do them. And
yeah, those are pretty simple ones to get out.
Yeah. So that's what I'm, and what I'm really into at the moment. What I'm doing is I started a series called Revenge of the Prequels, I really can't wait to get stuck back into that because I really liked the first one I did with I Hate Everything. I couldn't believe the fucking hypocrisy of I Hate Everything, and his influence. People with his influence, man, he talks like his fucking word is got. No, excuse me. So I'm gonna rant here for a second.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
Do it.
This piece of shit has the fucking balls to put, in every single one of his videos. Surprisingly enough, this is my opinion. Don't get your shit in a twist. But he talks so he talks with the biggest ego, and his opinions are facts, and so much is implied. And the way he trashed Lucas, but sucked the dick of Ryan Johnson, just really pissed me the fuck. So I had to make that video.
Who is this?
And just pointed it all out. And then you got Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg's next. Simon Pegg's number 2. Sorry, what's up?
Hey Nathan, who was the other person that you were talking about a moment ago?
Simon Pegg.
I hate everything.
Yeah, sorry, I hate everything.
Alex said I hate everything. Yeah.
Oh, is that his name, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking. So he was first, and I'm probably going to do others about I Hate Everything. But yeah, so him, and then Simon Pegg's next, because Simon Pegg would trash the prequels heaps, but he has the fucking hypocrisy to say we shouldn't get what's the big deal, get over it, it's just a movie, The Last Jedi, even though The Last Jedi is infinitely worse than any of the prequels. You know what I mean? There's big fat fucking hypocrites. And then Patton Oswalt, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker got me so pumped for The Last Jedi because he tweets out and the fucking media propagates it everywhere. He's like, Luke Skywalker is John Wick, and he's got a picture with Mark Hamill on the premiere day of The Last Jedi. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm dead serious. And he has been he made a whole comedy skit about how he'd like to go back in time, and the one person he'd want to kill is George Lucas because he made the fucking prequels. You see what I'm talking about? That's why I'm making this fucking series. Yeah.
Well, he actually got Mahler's attention also, and then The Right Opinion, and then The Right Opinion and Regs, and everybody. And that, did you guys see any of those videos? Or
everything. I haven't heard of this before.
Oh, this will be fun for you to watch at some point. I'm
definitely going to check out Nathan's video because I'm all about the prequels, and I almost did a video myself a month ago because I was looking back and I was like, man, a lot of these fucking people who trashed on the prequels are stuck in the dick of the sequels, and then half of them now are going back and saying that the prequels were good just because they didn't like the sequels too. And I was like, okay,
it's funny how the sequels bring that out of people. The prequels are suddenly great.
Here's the thing, though. The catalyst for the whole. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people didn't like the prequels when they came out. News to me because I love them. And I always thought people loved them until very recently, about a year ago. I was like, oh, wow, people actually hate the prequels. But it really gained steam with the internet and Plinkett. Plinkett was the catalyst for this whole internet hate the prequels echo chamber, because then, it was Plinkett, and then you got, Stuckman and Jeremy Johns, and then you got I Hate Everything, and then you got Nostalgia Critic. YMS, all those people and it just compounds and compounds and compounds. You'll never find any of those guys compliment the prequels without having some sort of. And seriously, watch some of their praised prequel videos. Almost every single.
Me, or did Jeremy Johns switch really quick? He saw the writing on the wall, and do you guys think that?
Oh yeah, he's a fucking show.
He half switched. He didn't switch all the way.
Right.
Actually, I love Jeremy Johns because he was the one mainstream critic who didn't praise The Last Jedi. He didn't even give. And watch his spoiler-free review. I did a video about this. I compared Stuckman's review, I Hate Everything's review, Johns' review. I said Johns was an example of how to do it right, and a lot of people, myself included, were pissed off at Stuckman because if you watch his spoiler-free review, his review is so biased and unfair to the audience, especially given all his criticisms of the prequels. It's very inconsistent. So he was one of the reasons that I walked out of The Last Jedi and I thought it was actually all right. I was like, oh, Stuckman likes this, so maybe I'm missing something. Jeremy Johns, however, didn't even give a rating in his spoiler-free review. He said, I'm not going to give a rating. There's a lot to digest. He did the responsible thing, and you know what I mean? He took the high road, which I
guess I didn't realize that. I just assumed, I suppose, since he was part of Collider. I did see him when he changed his mind, or I guess you wouldn't call it changing your mind. I guess you'd say when he made it clear.
He addressed it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because back around when The Last Jedi came out, I was like still brainwashed because I watched John Campio's review and it got me hyped. And I was like, he was like, this is the best movie ever. They did a great job. This is the best movie since Empire. And come to think of it, he in a live stream after when people were asking him about like why he likes it and shit, and that it's not Star Wars, he was like, well, it's a hell of a lot more Star Wars than those prequels.
Oh gosh. See, that gets my blood boiling when people say
that was like the last straw for me. I was like, okay, this dude is a fucking chill.
Yeah.
And what I hate too is their main. Go ahead, Angus.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I was never, I never fell for Campia. I never watched his shit until I learned about him from the Fandom Menace, and so then I checked in on him, like, wow, what a shill, what a phony. Clearly, he's bought by Disney, or
his wife works for Hasbro.
He's looking their heel because he wants the insider scoop. He's got perks to benefit from if he toes the line. You see that, and like I used to, like I kind of got into movie reviews, like following them when I moved to Ohio. I wasn't really aware of review culture until I was moved here and I started watching them. Mike Zero shit. First of all, is probably the first guy I watched, and then I started exploring. And yeah, I loved Stuckman, and then I started realizing after Last Jedi, I'm like, whoa, like you can tear Rampage apart, and yet you suck the dick of Last Jedi. That was my wake up call, but I was already kind of like, I hated Last Jedi when I first saw it. I went with my wife, who's kind of an ambivalent Star Wars fan. She grew up with it, but she's not like devoted. And then a friend of ours that doesn't know Star Wars, and he's like, oh, that was fun. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude, you don't know this fucking saga. This is trash. And then I saw it the next day, opening show, and it's like everything is just confirmed. Like, I don't need a second fucking viewing to know that this movie was shit. Like, I wish I could have. Like, I regret buying movie tickets for 2 days in a row. Like, it was just, I regret the $8 extra I gave them for their box office number.
Yeah.
If I was to become Catholic, that would be my first confession. Would be seeing The Last Jedi twice.
Yeah, I saw it twice too. I needed to confirm.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no.
It was worse the second time.
Oh yeah, definitely worse the second time.
The second time you got a more clear version in your head. It was very
like everyone's like,
confirmed.
Oh, you gotta digest it, and this, it takes multiple viewings. It's like
no. If anything takes that long to like it at all, I mean, I don't know.
First of all, the first viewing you're supposed to feel it. I didn't feel shit the first time I watched it.
Felt the
I
emptiness
watched it the second time, and it just confirmed why I didn't feel anything.
It's like what you said earlier, that a good movie should make you feel it, but a bad movie tells you to feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. Like, here's when you need to see a movie again is when you're like, I really liked Godzilla '98 because you grew up with it and you love Godzilla movies and like he's a cool design. That's when you need to rewatch something, or like when you saw No Country for Old Men. For me, when I was 15, I thought it was a bullshit movie, and then I watched it as an adult. I'm like, oh my god, this is like my favorite, because you don't understand it. The fact that they try to tell us and gaslight us, like, oh, you multiple viewings and you'll understand everything you saw. Like, what? Like, no.
Obi-Wan, how'd you feel about The Last Jedi and the prequels and everything?
You guys pretty much sum up all my feelings. Yeah, I liked the prequels when they came out. Not really Episode 2, but the other two I really enjoyed.
What's funny is that everybody keeps on always saying that the prequels don't feel like Star Wars, and they say that the sequels feel like Star Wars. But I feel the opposite. When I see the prequels, I can tell that it's not like the same as the original trilogy, because there's a huge difference in the galaxy. Like, everything's different because a complete different regime controls everything. So
yeah,
it doesn't need to feel the same, but it felt like it still felt like it could be in the same universe. Everything's prospering. There's daily life going on everywhere all the time.
Yeah, you had Obi-Wan, you had Palpatine, you had the same themes of good versus evil. In this one, they want you to conflate evil with good and good with evil.
And I was going to say too, and then in this one, they just keep on doing such similar things to the originals, but without being clever about it.
except with the lore. Except with the lore, they're fucking up the lore.
Yeah, and just
Ghost Yoda.
Ghost Yoda.
What about
yeah.
What was that?
What's that?
Sorry. Go on. I just when everyone brings up the lore of Last Jedi, I can't. Ghost Yoda just springs to mind. I'm just like, fuck that.
So Ghost Yoda got brought up. So let's talk about that for a sec if we want. Force Ghosts.
Yeah, go ahead, Anomaly.
Oh no! All right. Yeah. Sorry. I just. Well, I mean, like, how in the? I mean, what can we say that hasn't already been said? But like, how did that get approved? How? I'm constantly baffled. The reason why we're still talking about The Last Jedi almost a year later is because it's still so baffling how that fucking mess got approved. I have no idea how it got approved.
What's kind of funny too is that I think that there's a way that if they just so needed to have that type of scene happen, they could have somehow made that work in a way. Like if they could have gotten, I know they can't have Alec Guinness, but I mean, I don't know if they would Ewan McGuire, age Ewan or something to be a Force Ghost for it, but like have him appear if they needed to have this scene happen like this. There could be some type of lightning that strikes, but he doesn't do it. Luke might look at him and go like, what the hell did you do? Oh, I didn't do it. Just have some type of banter with him of some kind. Like, what do you think, I did that shit? No.
And they did it with Tarkin.
Like have him kind of make fun of Luke or something. Like, oh, you've been sitting on your ass for all these years. How's that going? He's like, all the stuff's destroyed. Yeah, and did you learn anything over all this time? Like, they could have had some type of thing come out of it if they just so needed to have this stupid scene.
Yoda's like a pussy
Tarkin.
You have become.
Oh, dude. Fucking Yoda. Like, it makes sense when he's like hiding under the skies in episode 5, but then he reveals himself like, oh yeah, I'm the Jedi Master you're looking for, size matters not. It doesn't make sense for him to do it again. Or like, we know who he is. He's already in the Force. Like, why is he keeping a stupid guise of idiocy? Like,
what if it was Anakin who showed up?
I don't see what the point of that would be. Really.
That was his father. He's his dad.
Yeah, I know it's his dad, but I mean, like, would that be his first time that he ever tried to contact his son after he died? Like,
yeah, because it'd be full circle because like he comes back and he tells Luke that no, the Jedi can be good. They don't need to fucking die,
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, it just comes full circle, exactly.
Can I ask, do you guys prefer puppet Yoda or CGI Yoda?
Puppet.
Because I prefer CGI Yoda.
Hold on. So
definitely the CGI Yoda.
Hold on.
The ghost puppet Yoda.
They said that this ghost Yoda was the same puppet one. Is that right?
I think so. I think that was. Sorry, go on.
It looked worse. Like my mom watched it. She even thought it looked worse, and she hardly watches this stuff. And she was like, God, did they age the puppets?
Weird.
Dude, CGI Yoda would look great in 2018.
Yeah, I don't understand why everybody hates the CGI. Everybody just goes, "Oh, there's all the CGI," and I'm like, "Do you not?"
It's the jumping around and flipping that he does. Everyone hates. It just looks completely unrealistic.
I liked it.
No, actually, I disagree. He's one of the biggest things I really hate about it. Sorry to bring up I hate everything again, but he just says so much stupid shit. He's like, he says the prequels. He doesn't provide any substance. He just says the prequels ruined characters from the original trilogy, and especially Yoda, right?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't brought any substance. He just shows the scene of Yoda lighting up his lightsaber and flipping around, right?
It's his opinion, though.
How does that ruin Yoda?
Exactly. He pulls out he's like people and a lot of like Stuckman and all the original trilogy nut huggers are just like, Yoda is all about the Force. He doesn't like to use muscle and whatnot. I'm like, he is the lead Jedi. At the height of the Jedi power, he's the top Jedi, the head honcho. He tried using the Force against Count Dooku. Count Dooku was equal to him in the Force, so I wasn't going to cut it. He pulls out a Jedi's signature weapon, his fucking lightsaber, and then he starts fighting, and he fights in a way that's practical for his fucking handicap. So how does that ruin he's got a combat style that befits his size. So how does that ruin the character?
Not only that, this is when they're peacekeepers. The keepers of peace in this time. Go ahead.
Also, what he says like right after that when Duke was like, I've grown more powerful than any Jedi, and he shoots the lightning, and then Yoda just blocks it with the Force, and he's just like, much to learn you still have. That was so Yoda.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know.
So funny thing, real quick. I recently just watched episode 1 like a week ago for the first time in a while, and it was on the Blu-ray set. Okay, I've never watched the Blu-ray edition of episode 1. I didn't think nothing of it, but me and Flip were just talking about this about an hour ago. Yoda is a puppet in that movie, but they CGI'd him in episode 1, which I think is a good tweak because it's continuity. But it's like he was puppeted by Frank Oz, and he had like the youthful puppet. So it's kind of weird that they would CGI that out.
Well, if you're gonna have him fight, it'll look awkward with the puppet.
No. The puppet looks different than the CGI one, so
yeah, like it really stands out. Like there's a stark difference. So like I like the continuity of look, but it's like I see the problem that people have with Lucas editing shit repeatedly because it's like just leave the art you made alone. People love the art you made. Don't touch it again.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just quickly, I see Lone Wolf Club mentioned Jar Jar in the chat. Are you guys adherents to the Darth Jar Jar theory? That
I think we've all heard of it. I think we've all heard of it.
Yeah, we've heard it. I like it actually.
Obi-Wan, for the crowd, do you want to refresh us on what that is?
It's basically the theory that Jar Jar was meant to be secretly in tune with the Force, and that lots of his actions in Episode 1 prove that, and that Lucas planned to give him a much bigger role in the second 2 movies as a Force user.
Yep, well said.
Yeah, I believe in it. Watching the stuff, from what I noticed in episode 1, I think they edited that as well, like him waving his hand when Padme's talking. I think they edited that in the.
Oh, they took that out.
Yeah, I didn't. Cause I looked for it and I didn't see it because I was watching him in the background and he doesn't do it when she's talking. So I guess they like accommodated like the full story where it's like, oh, well, we originally wanted that, but now it doesn't make sense to have that still in there. But, it totally makes sense to do like the inverse in a trilogy, what you did with Yoda in episode 5 of like, oh, you think this buffoon is, just what he shows you, but then it's revealed like, oh, he's the greatest guy ever. And it would have been cool to see how Palpatine would have stabbed him in the back eventually. I don't know. It's kind of cool to think back, like, oh,
Yusa can't double cross me.
Misa part of the dark side, Annie.
Misa kill Yusa now.
Obi-Wan is P-Yusa.
I agree, though. That would have been interesting. but I will give George credit for kind of shifting it in favor of the fans. That was a good move on him. People appreciated that, I guess. But
will JJ do that? Will JJ shift for the fans?
I feel so bad for the guy. He's probably pissing his pants. Like, I don't know what to do. There's literally 2 entire halves that want 2 different things and can't really deliver on both very well. So,
he was a producer on Last Jedi, so he's part of this fucking problem.
Here, we'll get to more of that in a second. I'm going to address the chat just real quick because we got quite a few people in here. So, hey there, Laura. It's a short story, and Johnny Five in the video I just posted for my skit. He voices Snoke in that. He does the Snoke voice, which is pretty good. We got the Lone Wolf Cub. We've got Alphamore Dotilos, but I keep on calling him Doritos because that's much easier to say. For some reason, I don't have my glasses on, so I just see it as Doritos.
What's up, Doritos?
Yep. And then Nicole Malott, and she says, okay, the movie had a Rotten Tomato of 0 and the audience of 22. But I like it. Oh, she's talking about a different film up here. I don't know what they're talking about. Chat's going good. That's good. Everybody's being entertained. We have Jez Oldfield in here as Digital Pollution. He was one of our other guests last week, and that was when we were getting all silly and doing all these different
cuppa.
My accent, yeah, cuppa.
Just a cuppa.
We had the entertainment hacker in here for a little while, so yeah, just addressing everybody. And Darth Tico just arrived. Sorry if we don't get to all your comments. I think most of us are looking at the chat, so we do see it, but there's a lot of people in here and we all have a lot to say, so we might not always get to the chat. But if anybody sees anything in the chat they want to bring up, then just bring it up, and that's cool. That's cool.
Johnny, like we're Johnny up to 20 people there, guys.
Yeah, Johnny Five was just talking about what Uncle Ethan was talking about today. Apparently, a mayor in Britain accidentally revealed George Lucas is doing an Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he also didn't show any understanding of Star Wars, whether that was deliberate or not.
No, yeah, he's
I don't really
totally
take
an idiot.
Well, that's why I believe it, because if he's an idiot, he'd definitely leak it. And the context he was talking about was he was basically saying that he's basically taking credit for Britain about all the creative shit that's done. He was using Star Wars as an example, and the first thing he used to show off was the upcoming Obi-Wan film. So it seems like a genuine slip to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's how I took it.
Since we have Obi-Wan reviews here, what do you think of that? About George Lucas in an Obi-Wan movie?
Oh, it'd be great if it does happen, and if Boris Johnson has some inside knowledge. Fair enough.
Well, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Did you have more?
No. Sorry, you go.
Oh, okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to do on the George Lucas / Obi-Wan film thing?
I think I would pay to see that like fucking 10 times because
same. I would pay $50.
Well, so I'd say as long as they have somebody that can help him iron out his scripts, maybe, and direct the actors a little better. But
I guess what confuses me is
that.
what makes George Lucas want to be involved with it. He's been paid his money.
See, that's what I think too. When everybody says bring George back, I'm thinking I don't think he has any desire or want to continue this, because he's been told for so many years that whatever he does with the story, everybody hates it. So why?
Well, maybe he feels like he needs to. Maybe he feels like he needs to step in, because I doubt he's 100% happy with the direction.
Oh, I'd agree.
And
he's definitely not happy.
And two, Disney might want to shell out the cash for him, or at least let him do it, if in fact they are course correcting. And I will say that if this rumor ends up being true, then I'll believe that JJ in episode 9 will try to, do it. I'm sorry to the fans or some shit.
What's going to make it good enough? George Lucas being involved?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
that would be a hands down, all in for me.
But it's the same question of what could they do with episode 9 to make it good. I mean, even with George there, I mean, he still has to work after The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So
they just have to bring Luke back straight away.
What Frankenstein monster of a movie can they?
Yeah, here's the thing about Luke. Because The Last Jedi basically raped the trilogy and Luke's character, I honestly don't think bringing Luke back is part of me wants to see him back, but the logical part of my brain is telling me that bringing him back would just fuck things up even more. Reason being, it's just, I don't know, because we never saw a body, so it is possible to bring him back, I guess, but I'm just worried about how they do it, because they brought Yoda back and look what happened. You know what I mean?
His metal hand never fell, right?
Yep, that's true.
Jake Skywalker.
That's Jakey.
Sith, what was that theory that Roger had with
that when he saw the two sons, that they were literally the sons of Tatooine, and he teleported in the Force to Tatooine.
That shit was so awesome.
Yeah, I love Roger, but he's way too excited about his teleportation. So we give him a hard time about it. We're like, Roger, no teleportation. Don't get excited.
Yeah, but
it's like Star Trek on Red Letter Media. It's like, fuck, he's talking about Star Trek again.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that if Star Wars becomes a dead franchise, that Disney would sell it? Do you reckon Disney would ever sell Star Wars?
Yes,
no.
I think they would.
I think they'd hold it. Wouldn't. Well, let's have Flip elaborate, because he started. So go ahead, Flip.
Oh yeah, sorry, Flip.
God dang it! Anyway, don't make me get Race Car Kelly out here.
Oh no!
No, I think they would. I think that the other sharks are swimming in the water, like Columbia Pictures. They would love to get their hands on.
Oh God, no!
20th Century Fox. I just think that they're circling, and I know that Disney, if they fuck this up, oh my God, if they fuck this up, that's it. They have all these plans.
I think they've already fucked up. I think it's irreversible what they've done. The best they can do is guide it in. The plane is going down. The best they can do is guide it in for a safe landing. I think that's all they can really do. No one's enthusiastic. I'm not enthusiastic. They're not going to pull a great movie out of their ass last minute and I think they're just going to play it extremely safe.
Yeah, for the trilogy, I agree with you, but overall, I think there's still a chance to keep the bird in the air. But I will say with Disney, I don't think they will sell. I think they will just put it in the vault like they do with a lot of shit, and then like 10 or 20 years down the line, probably try to reboot it.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was.
Star Wars in the vault.
They always like to keep stuff from people. I don't think they give it away.
This is Air Bud, dude. Like, do you know Air Bud and maybe Air Bud 2? Great movies. But you don't remember any of these fucking other sequels or the puppy sequels or Santa Buddies or any of this shit unless you work in a movie.
Air Bud, Surf's Up.
You know, and so I think they're going to learn. It's like, you know, like if they re-release Air Bud or something, it's just going to be Air Bud and maybe Air Bud 2. Or it's like, hey, don't remember. We never made any other ones.
In the chat, Stand Up for Star Wars says they won't sell it. They have $1 billion in building investment at Disney parks.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
That's a good point.
factor.
Think about that.
That's a good point.
It's a good one.
Well, I guess it means we're fucked. But
well, I think I agree with Sith that they'll probably put it in the vault if they really don't make money. Like I was really thinking that because what must be going through their head is, okay, we got $2.5 billion on our first one, hell yeah. Then we got like $1 billion on the next one, all right. And then the Solo, okay, this is bad. And then if they make less than $1 billion on the 9th one, and then if they make The Mandalorian and that doesn't do very well, they've already bought Fox and all these other assets and stuff. It's like, okay, we're broke now.
Yeah, but that's not to say that they can't abandon a park. I've seen abandoned parks, Six Flags, Disney, doesn't matter. I've seen them abandoned.
Oh yeah,
but what has Disney ever sold?
That's a good question.
I don't think they've ever sold anything. They held on. They got Pixar, held on to that. They got Marvel, they're holding on to that. Star Wars,
right.
they're gonna
trying
get
to make
rid
a
of.
monopoly.
Even if Star Wars was the biggest thing ever, it may not be the biggest now, but they would like to hold it to hopefully revive it and then go, remember back in the old days how this was the shit? Well, let's try it again. And let's never mention the part where you fucked it all up. Okay? That's what they'll do. That's what I think.
That's pretty good, right?
They bring it back with an all-female cast.
Okay. With literally Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and Leslie Chow.
It worked so well the last time.
It's the main.
Exactly, Flip.
Oh God.
No. Here's what they do. If they want to make money, they just make new Star Wars parody porn. That'll get them money.
Star Wars.
Here comes the porn.
They can release it under Fox, or they'll just buy Pornhub and then
Disney's Pornhub.
So just we'll bring it back to the stuff in a sec, but I wanted to ask Obi-Wan a question first since we didn't get to him about his channel yet. So Obi-Wan, you want to tell us a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, so my channel is probably the odd one out here. I don't really talk about pop culture very much. Even though my channel's called Obi-Wan Reviews, I don't really talk about Star Wars. The reviews I do are beer reviews mainly. So yeah, I just started my channel because I tore my ACL in my knee really badly on Solo opening weekend actually. So I was holed up for 2 weeks recovering from knee surgery, and yeah, just indulging in a whole heap of YouTube, and decided to give it a go myself, seeing as I can't be very active.
I gotcha. And you do lots of drink reviews, don't you? Instead.
Yeah, quite a lot of drink reviews. Gaming. I do gaming live streams. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just other assorted silly videos, basically. And I also I've been chatting. I've been in the chats as Swanbourne Cricket Club. That's another thing I'm doing now that I can't play cricket. I'm going down and recording highlights packages for my club and putting those together on that channel.
Nice.
All right. Nice. Yep.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I have a question for Anomaly.
Yep.
Hey, I noticed. You noticed Sith K's got Starkiller, and I noticed on your latest video you're playing The Force Unleashed. Is that one of your favorite video games?
Fucking oath it is.
Nice.
I mean, of all time, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. And I think it was like one of the only games I ever played that I ever like 100% like maxed out everything, got all the achievements for, and all that jazz.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so definitely love when I saw Sith and his DP, I was just like fucking subbing that boy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
hell
your icon, your icon does make people want to subscribe, I think, honestly. I think that's why we added on Twitter or something. I was like, oh, who's this guy? Oh, hell yeah. And the name, too, Sith Kryptonian. I was like, dude, that's
Galen Merrick all day, bro.
Shit. And you know, Flip, you just gave me an idea. They should have, for the Force Unleashed sequel, they should have named it The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I think that's where they got the damn name for the movie.
That would have been more in line with the games.
If you go back and play the Force Unleashed games, they're so fun now. They're just, I mean, they're not perfect, and they're like, you'll notice a few things like, and Dishonored Wolf did a video about it. I'm going to do a video comparing the first Force Unleashed to the second, because the second one's terrible by comparison. But because
I agree.
And they got all this cool cosmetic shit. Like, here's the thing. I mean, not to change subject to microtransactions, but like you see all these people getting loot boxes and whatnot, and people you got who want your money for packs to buy. And I'm like, why don't you just make good cosmetics and then I'll fucking buy them? Because it was like $5 for like 20 different Jedi and Sith costumes for Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. I'm like, I'll fucking buy that shit and I'll just use it for gameplay in my videos. And I figured Force Unleashed because Star Wars videos, Force Unleashed, you know, for context. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. No, yeah, I like that choice.
Badass idea.
I like that choice.
Like, for example, I did a video. I forget which one it was. I was Qui-Gon Jinn with a green lightsaber on the level, second last level, because you get to fight Darth Maul. And I was like, I'll just recreate that Phantom Menace battle, and I'll like record it, put it in the video. That was a cool thing.
Hell yeah! Did you were you upset when they took him out of canon?
Mate, he's always going to be in fucking canon. Fuck Disney. Fuck what they say. I honestly believe canon is up to the individual.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I feel like if it's not canon, then that means they're gonna contradict it. And if it contradicts for some reason in my mind, it drives me crazy when shit contradicts. But I will say that I agree. I will say that for the Force Unleashed, a lot of people are like, because I advocate for like a Star Killer movie, and people say, well, no, he's too OP, and I'm just like, you can easily just adapt him to a new version of him that isn't so OP but still powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have him kick Ray's ass.
Well, that actually make more sense.
Although under Disney, they'll probably want to make him fuck Proxy because he's pansexual or some bullshit.
Oh God! Oh no! God damn it! He got you, Seth.
Or they turn Juno into fucking Bruno, and it's a dude.
No, yeah, dude.
But he wears the same outfit though.
Sorry.
Oh, yep. I don't know. Why'd you do that, Seth? Now,
sorry.
You ruined the potential for there being a movie.
You added soy to this equation.
Don't add soy to this. No thanks.
I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Soy free. But I was gonna transition a little bit. So
you're in transition.
No, with the conversation, dude.
Speaking of soy.
Oh God. Yeah, so Nathan, you were talking about I hate everything for a little bit, and I'll admit that I like some of his videos, but his Star Wars ones are very bad. I mean, I do like the ones where he kind of makes fun of the really bad movies, but I mean, yeah, when he actually tries to make a point on stuff and try to stand for something, it's really cringe. And one of the videos I was watching of yours recently, I was really bored at work and had plenty of time to actually just sit down and watch YouTube, and the Dishonored Wolf stuff. That to me, that's old news in a way, but still very interesting topic. And the guy who made that video about Wolf, it's like, dude, what the fuck? So you want to tell us a little bit about the guy that made that video on Wolf?
Oh gosh, yeah, no. So what happened was, how many of you guys follow Wolf? Or everyone, I assume, or
no? All of it.
I follow his channel. I don't follow him on Twitter though.
That's because he got permabanned.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, he got banned. Just because some dude, I don't know. He says a lot of his thing. I like Wolf because he says all this ridiculous shit. It's not meant to be taken seriously, but it's meant to like so people look at it at face value like, oh my God, what a racist fuckwit. How can he say something so vile? but it's meant to be taken sarcastically, and I like that. I think you should be able to joke about whatever you want.
Yeah.
I gotta, like, you know what I mean? It all that matters is the intent, and some sensitive SJW probably complained about it over and over, and they finally banned it. Anyway, following that, he uploaded. I'm not going to say what the video was about. Basically, he was going through something personal, and he made like an hour and 20-minute long video about why he's leaving YouTube, possibly forever. All right. Wow. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going to be gone for a while. Thanks for all the support." And it's something really, really, really personal, easy to take out of context. I won't say a word about it here, but go watch it if you like. It's a very interesting story, and I believe him 100%. By the way, that said, I was scrolling because I watch his channel quite often. I go back and watch it, and when I looked up theIronWolf in the search, I see this guy had his avatar on his video, and I'm like, huh, what's he doing? And then it was about his forced diversity video, and I was like, wait, what? And then I watched it. It's a 13-minute video, by the way. It's a response video to Wolf, and Wolf's video is 18 minutes long, and I'm like, oh no. Because if you do a response video, I've done like 15 response videos. They're at least longer than the original video because you have to respond to it in full context. What this fucker did was he took things, he skipped giant portions of Wolf's video, and I'll admit there are a few bits in Wolf's video where he's just basically joking about something random just to provide entertainment, but he still had shit to say, important for context. And there was even one point in the video where he's just like, Wolfie's like, let me explain, and then Eric skips it. And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Wow.
And then he basically...
Yeah, I was gonna say that just for everybody else in here too, because I watched that video too, like the main Wolf video, and part of it is he would explain what he's trying to say so that people don't just go, "You are a Nazi," or "You are a horrible person," "You're this and that," because everybody would instantly assume that. So he's just clearing the air before he steps forward, basically before stepping into dog shit. So
yeah, that's exactly right
for everybody. Yeah, and then the guy would just skip over that and tell everyone. No, that's not what he's doing. He's just saying nothing. Go ahead, continue, man.
Yeah, and there was actually a lot that would have been useful for his arguments that he purposely cut out. Eric did. Anyway, and he wanted to debunk the argument of forced diversity. Wolf's entire video is, oh, well, this isn't about diversity. You just didn't like The Last Jedi. It's all about you wanting to blame gay characters and female characters for movies being bad as a crutch to not have diverse movies. There's something on the lines of that. And I was like, this is such horse shit. And I shared the hell. I don't usually do this, but I went out of my way. I posted it to everyone who would listen just because I didn't want this prick to get away from me. I saw that. I was so pissed off. I'm like, it's bad enough you did a shit job responding, but you did it fucking days after this guy's on hiatus and can't defend himself. You know what I mean? So I just went ahead and made the video just because I was like, got to do something, got to get this off my chest, whatever. I made it, and it did fairly well. I'm glad there was a lot of people who listened. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people called me out for being fucking anti-gay or some bullshit. But it's fine. And what I'm doing now, actually, because I told you about that first series I'm making, Revenge of the Prequels. Second series I'm making, I made a video about it. The first video in the series is just a series about forced diversity and the different, because it's a very long it's a very big broad area that topic covers. Sorry, anyway, yeah, so basically the first one I did was about film. Next one I'm going to do is probably going to be about video games and setting, and the next one's going to be about hiring your staff based on forced diversity, things like that. It's a long series.
Nice, man.
Hey Nathan, just curious. Yeah. You seem super excited about your next video, man. I hope that you do continue making them.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, your videos are great, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I just hopefully I just want to take the break over December though, because I am getting kind of burnt out by writing, and I just want to,
Are you gonna publish your book, or how would we read it when you're done?
Yeah, so I don't know.
You could read it. You could read it on YouTube.
I could.
That'd be cool.
You can get
some story time.
Well, this is my story, and here's what I'm saying.
If you did want to make money on it, I could hook you up with my friend Kitty Glitter, since he's got his own website and knows the market.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. I'm just. I don't know, guys. That's like this is early talk,
early stages,
yeah.
right?
I didn't mean that as a joke, Flip. Like with his parodies and stuff. Like Kitty knows the market with like putting your shit online.
Oh, I see. My bad.
Wait, parodies.
He's quite a character.
Oh, okay. So Nathan, my friend Kitty Glitter, he's one of the first people I started following on Twitter. He his biggest claim to fame so far is getting interviewed by Jezebel, the screeching harpy feminist site, and making a parody of Chuck, our buddy at Marvel. It's recently fired, Chuck Wendig. He made a book called Soy Wars: Soylence of the Lambs, and it's about Cuck Wendig, who wakes up every day with the alarm clock that is his wife screaming, getting fucked by her boyfriend because he's a cuck. And
oh my God.
She gets kidnapped.
You see why
that's where the story continues. Oh. And he just sent me a picture of an email that Cuck Wendig sent from his own email, The Terrible Minds, whatever, trying to silence his book, which is a parody because he's trying to say like, oh, it's about harassment and kidnapping my wife, and it's like that's just the funny plot. Like it's nothing about actually. There's no game plan to like, oh, this is how you kidnap his wife. So I'm trying to help him out. I'm trying to get Uncle Ethan to cover this since he really likes to cover Cuck Wendig.
Uncle Ethan,
someone did. I
don't know. Love Uncle Ethan to death. He's like one of my favorite dudes, Uncle Ethan. He's always in touch with me and stuff.
Oh my God.
I like this guy.
You fit in well, man. You fit in very well, dude.
I can't wait to talk about Star Wars porn with this guy.
Star Wars brothels.
No, but seriously, no. In all seriousness, Uncle Ethan, he's always reaching out to me. I don't think I've got one subscribe. I mean, aside from my patrons, what's happening?
No, you're good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Aside from my patrons, I don't think I got a more supportive subscriber than Uncle Ethan. He's a great dude, and there's another Ethan. I have two Ethans in my subscriber base that are always butting heads with each other. It's pretty funny. The other guy's
Comic Artist Plus Secrets, Uncle Ethan, or a different guy?
No, Uncle Ethan. Wait, who?
We're not Comic Artist. See, because you said you only follow Geeks and Gamers of the High Council people. Comic Artist for Secrets. His name is Ethan Van Sciver, and people call him Uncle E or Uncle Ethan.
All the time. This has absolutely nothing to do with Uncle Ethan.
I was like, he doesn't pay that much attention, unfortunately. So I don't know if that's the same guy.
No. Gosh, no. Uncle Ethan is like a small-time YouTuber. I guess no. This is so confusing. Uncle Ethan is called Uncle Ethan. At least my subscriber, the one I'm talking about, he calls himself Uncle Ethan just because he has a nephew. And his YouTube name is Uncle Ethan. So I'm thinking that's who you guys are talking about. And I'm thinking he's subscribed to you guys.
He was thinking of a literal uncle.
That's what he's named as.
We've got to be more specific.
Wait, you said you should bring him. You should bring him here sometime if he's a small YouTuber.
He's starting. He wants to collab with me on one of my Revenge of the Prequels, so I might do that eventually. Just when we get around to doing it. He wants to collab with me on Revenge of the Prequels. We've got to talk about that. But yeah, he's a good dude. Great guy. Very supportive. So yeah. But I thought again, it's funny. I didn't realize Uncle Ethan because I was like, sorry. Let's change the topic. I'm so fucking confused by this.
No, it was funny.
What's everybody drinking? Starting with Obi-Wan.
Same can of Cricketer's Ale. Or Cricketer's Arms Session Ale thing.
Heck yeah. Seth, what are you drinking?
I got me a hearty diet iced tea because I'm watching my hips.
Okay. What?
I'm just kidding.
I know.
But Rookie, we should totally get that Uncle E guy on stream and like troll the audience, thinking like that we got.
Yeah, I'll put special guest EVS or something. And it's Uncle
E. No, chatting with Uncle E himself.
Uncle yes.
We're not lying.
Yeah, we're not. Oh man! But then they go, "Oh yeah, look at this cool guy." Oh, that's good. Nathan, you drinking anything tonight?
No, I just I'm out of coffee, and I should probably get a refill of coffee. But yes.
Yeah, I got you. Do you have to be at work anytime soon or anything with the different time things, or no?
No, man. It's Sunday here. It's my day off.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good, because we're probably gonna be going for a little bit over here.
Rookie, you stupid bugger.
Don't you dare insult me like that, Angus, little mother.
I'll meet you at the fucking Bobby.
Meet you at the Babby.
I'll give you a cup of something.
Obi-Wan, can you do an American accent?
Like I'm from the South or something?
That's pretty good.
That was good. I thought I was listening to Flip's uncle or something.
Hey, and I pull mine back, man. I haven't even dropped my real accent.
Can you do some full flip? Can you give us a flip?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, the other flip.
Yeah, man. All right. So I was just hanging out with my girlfriend at the trailer park the other day. We was going to go fishing, but we ran out of damn worms. So we started digging around, found some bugs. And after that, we went back and tossed it back a few brewskis, maybe some Miller time, you know.
All right. That was pretty good.
Nice.
That was all right. Nathan, do you do other accents?
You're
like
already, Rookie? We've devolved there already.
No,
I can do a French laugh.
It's intermission from the.
But...
Hey, Narrow's eyes.
That was a joke from before. What do you guys want to tell them about that joke?
Probably shouldn't. I don't know. Up to you.
Tell me.
Angus.
Someone said it like in the vein of being Asian, and they say in parentheses Narrow's eyes, and then whatever you say is like Asian, quote unquote.
Give me a Pepsi or something.
Because Angus he brings it up on my streams now too. Like when we developed it to accent, he's just like Narrow's eyes.
It makes you want to do it in a Japanese accent or something. So it's like
it's funny because it really paints a picture.
Yes. All right. So yeah.
Hey, Anomaly. Who's your favorite UFC fighter right now?
Ooh, right now, probably Derek Lewis, because he's just fucking
Black
hilarious.
Beast.
The Black Beast, yeah. But my favorite of all time is Michael Bisping, easily.
Oh, he's underrated, dude.
No, yeah, he is underrated. Yeah, sorry, I said overrated. I was like, no, definitely underrated.
It's not Fallon Fox.
Who?
The transgender fighter.
There's a transgender? I'm out.
Only you, Black.
How much do you guys watch Rogan by any chance?
I do.
Definitely. I watched the one with Elon Musk where he lit up that spliff.
Yeah.
You see that? Do you like Elon Musk, Anomaly?
I don't know who he is. Or maybe I would if I saw him. I got to see who he is. And
he's a Tesla guy.
Tesla guy, SpaceX, bro.
No, not ringing a bell, man.
I have nothing. I don't
Yo, Anomaly, do you watch the Fight Companions where Eddie Bravo does his conspiracy theories?
Yes, fucking I love
That's the most hilarious shit ever.
He's the best. He's a great storyteller too. Yeah, I'm sure you guys. Do you guys know about you guys watch UFC 196? Connor and Nate.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, when I go back and watch the way Eddie Bravo tells the story about how he saw it, and it just fucking it's so hysterical the way he talks and is just describing, because he found out, he gets a phone call that tips him off. He's like, "No, motherfucker, what fight are you watching right now?"
Yeah, he's a unique dude.
He's great. I love Eddie Bravo and Rogan for that matter.
My favorite one is he's like when Joe like gets pissed and he's like dude, stop talking conspiracies, and then Eddie Bravo is just like, I'm just saying, look into it, just look into it, bro.
yeah. What was I gonna say though? You guys, I a lot of people have problems with Attack of the Clones. I'm just curious as to. I mean, I know what they are, but I just want to hear from you guys. What problems do you guys have with Attack of the Clones specifically?
On first impression, I was just bored in it. Some scenes were really good, but just the whole love story, I was falling asleep when I was watching it when I was 10 or whenever.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Attack of the Clones.
I like Attack of the Clones, but I have a problem with Obi-Wan's mullet.
Oh, that's
awesome.
No, that's an
I
ugly
always liked
mullet.
the mullet.
It's all right.
No, the reason I asked though is because I made a video about this. It's called I think it's called "Was Attack of the Clones That Bad?" And on my thumbnail it was "To cringe or not to cringe." I enjoyed making that video. Anyway, a lot of people have problems with Anakin. The way he is around Padme, now he's got creeper face and stuff, and some of his dialogue's a bit off. And me and my brothers, when we watched it when we were little, we just always we found it campy and hilarious, even when we were like 10. We're just like, oh, that's so funny the way he's talking. But I think it's unintentionally brilliant, and here's why: because Anakin, I understand. If he's living the life, if you only knew one girl growing up, which was Padme, she looks like fucking Natalie Portman, super fucking hot, and then he goes away to train the life of a monk for fucking 10 years, and he comes back and sees her for the first time. How in the fuck is he meant to play it cool? How is he meant to know what the fuck to do? You know what I mean?
You're right. It sounds like a total virgin.
He technically still has a 10-year-old personality, just grown up now.
Yeah. Also, Anakin has control issues over his own life because, like, he was born a slave, and then he went to the Jedi who tell him what to do. And Padme I'm actually working on a video about this. Padme kind of became the focus of that control issue because she was the one thing that he wanted, and he knew that he was going to get it. He wanted it. In that sense, the obsession came from wanting to control what he gets, and it happened to be Padme.
Good point.
Do you think he manipulated the Force to get her?
No. I don't think Anakin's like a rapist.
He doesn't have that swag level yet.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that's addressed. Actually, she's like, you know, Jedi mind trick me, and she's like, oh, then they work on the weak mind.
Oh, right.
So but maybe that means he would have. He just didn't.
That's a good point.
So do you buy that Padme was killed by Palpatine? Like, how'd she really die?
I think she died naturally, and Palpatine knew it was going to happen the entire time.
Because he has foresight.
I think Vader siphoned her life through the Force, just like in Episode 5 or 6, 5, where he's killing people across space. I think he did it subconsciously when he was in his days with being turned into Vader physically. And that's why he's like, I felt her. And then Palpatine's like, oh yeah, I know you did. Her life is in you now, dumbass. Like, I think he foresaw what Vader would do. I don't think he foresaw that Vader would like turn into the shell he is, but like he knew that Padme was a key to twist him.
So did he see Obi-Wan? I always question that in Revenge of the Sith. It looks like he sees him, and that's when he really gets angry. But I can't tell if it's him just looking up and seeing him or being angry.
What?
Right where
Mustafar
standing on.
When he sees the visions.
Yeah, no, at the end where he chokes Padme. Right before he chokes her, he looks up. Do you think he sees Obi-Wan at first?
I think Obi-Wan was on the ship, and I think that he got angry when he saw Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan represented everyone who wants to take away what he wants.
Well, he literally says, "You're with him. You brought him here to kill me," and then he chokes her.
Right before that, Rookie. Like
he wasn't choking her before that.
No. It's just a split moment where he looks up and he says, I'm not sure what he says, but it looks like he sees him before the audience does.
He probably sensed him.
Well, yeah, but so I don't get what that has to do with him or Palpatine killing Padme. Now I just got confused. Where did we switch it up right in a sec? Like,
oh no, I was just I just thought about it. My bad. Yeah, I'm still wondering, did he kill her or what?
No, because he had premonitions of her dying from childbirth way before, and that kind of panicked him and sent him to Palpatine, who manipulated him, saying that, oh, the dark side has the power to fucking create life and shit, you know.
I just can't see her dying of broken heart.
No, she died from childbirth.
Could have had a broken larynx, childbirth, exhaustion, whatever.
Broken larynx.
No,
it's
no, because she was dying before she went into labor. No, because the droid's like she's dying, and we have to operate quickly if we're gonna save the babies. So maybe it's because she was carrying children, and because she like had a loss of oxygen because Anakin was choking her. Maybe that just, I don't know. That plus shock. I don't know.
It's got to be Vader or Palpatine. It's got to be one of the two. I think the way it's written, you know, if you're taking into account anything with like actual trauma and pregnancy, she's doing fine. And, like as far as like sustaining the babies and stuff. So like,
yeah, I don't know. That actually makes sense because why would Palpatine save her? Because like that whole thing is what he uses to like keep him on the dark side. Like, oh look, the Jedi killed your wife. Blah blah blah.
Well, do you think that she had to have died right here, or that if she died later, would it matter?
If she died later, I don't think Anakin would have joined the Emperor.
But I mean, considering the fact that they say Leia remembers her mom, I mean, this really makes no sense with that. Is what I'm saying. Like
that doesn't make sense.
It's a continuity error.
Well, I mean, if anything,
she just remembers her as a feeling in the Force or something, because she was there as a baby.
Chalk it up to the Force, yeah.
And the Lone Wolf Club, Padme died of boredom, like the audience.
He's a prequel hater. I disagree, Lone Wolf.
I'm unsubbing Lone Wolf.
Yep,
I'm unsubbing you to that, mate.
Yeah,
you have been penalized.
We can have our opinion. Okay.
But
hey, you asked what did you hate about Attack of the Clones? Rewatching it, the worst fucking part of that movie, because I like almost the whole movie. Like I have an Acklay behind me on my shelf. Like I fucking love the Coliseum. I love the Nexu. I wish there was more Nexu memorabilia.
Okay.
The worst part of that fucking movie is not the dialogue. I love the whole progression of his like slaughtering the sand people, because in the book, the adaptation, the novel.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
I actually own it, but I don't. I have never read it as a kid.
Okay, I've only read like the first 2 chapters, but something cool that, as far as I know, counts as canon but not filmed. Something that adds to episode 2. So Anakin, because he's a slave for Watto, and he deals with the Jawas. So he's supposed to go and on behalf of Watto and deal with the Jawas and get parts that he needs with C-3PO as their communicator. Then they come back and they come across a Tusken Raider that's hurt. All right, so then Anakin doesn't really know he has the Force, but he has like these premonitions, these feelings. He understands things, not realizing that he shouldn't. And so he senses this Tusken Raider is like hurt and scared, and so they just kind of stay with him and camp out for the night and protect him, make him feel safe. And so the next day they're surrounded by a horde of Tusken Raiders. And there's like this silent understanding of like, you're cool in our book because we know what happened here, you know, what transpired. So it adds to episode 2 when he slaughters them because he feels like betrayed on a like meta level by the people, the Tusken Raiders, for what he did as a kindness.
Right.
If you filmed, you know, an extra 5-10 minutes in episode 1, that would have made episode 2's slaughter so much more powerful than just the fact of, oh, he's murdering people, he's a bad guy now, he's giving into the dark temptation. I like that whole progression. I like this love story, even though the dialogue is bad. Like as a kid watching, I really bought it. You know, like bad dialogue. You know, Twilight was a 4 or 5 part movie series. Like kids don't care about dialogue. Okay, the worst part of that movie, consistently as a kid and as an adult, is the fucking chase sequence with Django's secondary mercenary, which makes no sense. If he's a bounty hunter, why does he pay another mercenary to take his hit? That whole sequence is just fucking boring, and you have no idea of like where they're going because the whole planet is a city. So it's like it's just you have no anchor.
I can agree and disagree with that. I mean, I think it goes on for a little bit too long, but I think it does what it needs to in terms of. I think he wanted to I think Lucas wanted to sort of make you feel like you're in a futuristic city and futuristic chase, and
like
I think it does its job well.
And Obi-Wan and Anakin's interactions with each other while they're on a mission.
Yeah. But like, what was I gonna say? A lot of people say like they here's the thing. A lot of people hate the fact that Jango Fett used worms and sent his sidekick off to do it with a droid. But what Jango Fett always says is, we're gonna have to try something more subtle this time because we tried something drastic. We blew up the ship and they used a decoy.
That makes sense.
And Jango's not exactly subtle.
He thinks they're gonna have bloody fucking walls and walls of gunfire just waiting for them if they show up in force or not stealthily. He doesn't know what.
And he'd have to confront the Jedi if he were to do it himself.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's like, I'm just going to use a droid because I can't sense a droid, and I'm going to use the worms because who's going to sense worms? He obviously underestimated that, obviously, but yeah, a lot of people rag on it, but I'm like, it always felt logical to me. Even as a kid, I was like, makes sense. He doesn't want to get his head blown off or chopped in half or head chopped off, and Mace Windu chops his head off. So,
good point.
Also, I was watching the Attack of the Clones doc. I've actually watched it like three weeks in a row. I just like watching it because I enjoy the production that went behind it. A lot of people are like, oh, that's too CG. Oh, this is that, mate. The way they were pushing CG back then was fucking revolutionary for what they were trying to do. That was some groundbreaking shit they were trying. Dude, it might not hold up as well. No, I'm just talking about Attack of the Clones here, not Grievous.
Sorry.
I'm still talking about Attack of the Clones. Man, what they did with Attack of the Clones, and the fact that they were able to get it done with the technology back then, it doesn't hold up as well today, but you got to respect the ambition there and the fact that they were just sort of venturing into uncharted territory because, like, they were all nervous about trying it, and for the time period, it looked great. It still looks pretty good, in my opinion. I haven't watched it on a 4K television yet, or like in 1080p, but from what I saw, just based on the documentary and clips I watched on YouTube, it looks good still for the most part. Well, and there's tons of subtle details that went into there. Like, for example, all the Jedi having their own fighting style. Like they got trained to fight they all had their own fighting styles and shit, like all 20 of them, and
it's those
little details. Yeah. Also, sorry, one more thing. Let me just say one more thing. One thing Attack of the Clones does better than any other Star Wars movie, especially the Disney movies, and I'm sure everyone here will agree, the sound design. Holy fucking shit. Yeah. Attack of the Clones had the best sound in any Star Wars movie, I think. Maybe Revenge of the Sith, but I still think Attack of the Clones.
I was just going to add, with CGI, the reason I was going to bring up Grievous, besides Grievous's eyes, like the droids, throughout the whole trilogy, look at episode 1. I just watched it a couple of days ago. The CGI is better than Black Panther, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wow. Black Panther is some fucking ugly ass CGI.
That's not saying much.
It does blend in a lot better in this as to where it stands out in the Black Panther. That was one of the things that I don't get either. Let's imagine them trying to do the prequels like practically with practical effects. How could they make the flying cars? How can they make anything look good? The creatures with the costumes, they'd be flopping around like decks. Like how would you have that with a suit? That looks stupid. It wouldn't look natural enough. I mean, yeah, maybe this looks a little ugly, but it's like he literally say even back when he made the originals that he wanted to wait on the prequels because he wants to shove a bunch of technology and make it look like a futuristic city as to where Luke's timeline is and Vader. It's supposed to be darker and more gloom and not as vibrant,
more desolate.
Yeah, so the prequels have to look vibrant and bright and moving and all this activity. So I mean, I don't understand how you can do it practically.
Episode 7 has a deleted scene. They were going to do a chase sequence with Rey and Finn in a fucking snow speeder.
The beginning,
really?
No, at the end on Starkiller.
At the end.
Yeah,
you're right. I saw something about that. Tell us.
Some deleted scenes or something.
No, they had a toy for it. So like some of the toys are from deleted scenes.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that people don't get. I actually hated in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens when they're like, "Oh, we're using all these real effects and practical stuff," and yeah, I can tell that they look like a prop, which is just kind of weird when they try to sell it as one of the best special effects, movies, and their little bird alien thing looks like a puppet pecking at wood, and not a real bird or anything. Which if it was CGI, maybe if you frame it right. Like Lord of the Rings.
How about the CGI monster on the Falcon?
Ugh. The tentacle thing.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty bad. But
I was fine with that.
But again, though, it's. I mean, if they were going to say, "Oh, let's do it practically," that would be pretty. That wouldn't be as intense, I guess.
When you said CGI monster on the Falcon, I thought for a second you were talking about L337. No joke.
I think you've seen the big tentacle things from The Force Awakens that the pirate
I skipped Solo, sir. I did not see Solo. I don't intend to.
Oh, you did. You did a good. I thought it was okay when I saw it the first time. Definitely better than The Last Jedi, but it has aged so terribly in my mind, man. Especially after Moore's Unbridled Rage. Holy shit.
Ditto.
I was out as soon as I saw on Twitter that people were referring to a shower scene with Han and Chewie.
Well, and
I was like, I'm out.
Nathan, it's like, I don't think it's as insulting as The Last Jedi, but it's just the lack of effort and the fact that it's mostly the whole movie is literally, this is how Han gets his shoes, his belt, his gun, his ship, his friend, his Wookiee, his this, his that. I'm like, did we need to have the answers for every little detail about Han for everything? And people saying that he's a hero. They know I'm not. Like, if that has to be a conversation, that's not okay. At the end, I think that the people, instead of him giving them the fuel or whatever, like, they should have just taken it and left. And then he goes, well, fuck that. I'm not helping anyone out anymore. That would have been at least better toward his character.
Exactly.
Did anyone else notice that that in some scenes in the trailer, he sounded like George W. Bush? He was like, I'm a driver and I'm a flyer.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys notice that? It's like, what the hell?
Oh man, I thought, and here's the thing: first time I've only watched it. Sorry, I've only watched it once solo. When I watched it, I swear they tried to. I thought Disney was trying to turn Han Solo into Aladdin. You know what I mean? Where he's trying to like sort of. We have to save the princess and whatnot, which was the start of the movie, basically. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, well, they're both like ghetto kids or something, so it's like a weird setup.
Very weird.
Is it true that he took a backseat to Kira?
Not exactly.
Really.
There was a good moment where she's trying to help fly the Falcon, and when Lando's injured, so it's her and Han, and then she doesn't know how to fly, and then Chewie's like, "Move, bitch!" And then he and Chewie do it. That was a good moment. I like that.
Oh, okay.
But Kira does save him from Vision at the end because she's all of a sudden a master assassin, and he can't kill his own bad guy. That does happen.
Yeah. Obi-Wan, did you see Solo?
I spoiled Solo for myself, seeing as I did my knee that weekend. I saw it a week late, and I'd been watching all the reviews all week, so I'll be trying not to do that again.
Watching the reviews is more worth.
It wasn't great.
You get more substance out of the reviews than you would the film, so that's good. Flip, but I didn't hear you about the Solo. Did you even see Solo? I forget.
Oh, I've seen Solo, yeah. I've seen it 5 times for free.
Oh.
I never once paid for it. I thought it was a pretty good movie, actually.
It's a real mega story there.
Again, I'd say it's not insulting, so it's harder to hate it, but it's still just like pointless. But it's not, in terms of quality, it's not a horrible film. It's not anywhere near the worst. But
I agree.
But it also feels lackluster. I remember one of the main scenes that really made me think that was when they're flying on that train hike, and the little alien pilot, has Han up there, and he flies the ship for 2 seconds, and he glides 2 feet to the left, and he's like, "Wow, you're a really good pilot." It's just like,
that's in Star Wars. I mean,
Anakin was spinning in the space as a kid, and that's a good considered average. It's just like, oh, okay, and he moves to the left. Oh.
They really should have used Anthony and Gruber.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys see that?
Kathleen vetoed that.
Did you guys see that?
Because he auditioned.
Did you guys see that Han Solo skit? The little Han Solo short thing that a fan made one.
No.
With the impressions guy who was on Collider one time?
But I don't know specifically. It was just just seemed like a low budget little film or little fan film where he's fighting in a bar and then he goes to retrieve a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the one.
Or something. I thought
that's the one.
The guy who played him looked like he would do a good Harrison Ford, not specifically a Solo, but he'd be good in Indiana Jones. The way that scene was shot, the way they're punching and fighting. You guys ever see that? No.
Let me ask you something, guys. Would you be saying that Solo was a good film had it not come after The Last Jedi?
No.
I would still say it's average, but I think there'd be less hate toward it, and I think more people would have gone to see it before The Last Jedi because they'd go off The Force Awakens and Rogue One and still have hope for stuff. So
right, but would you rate it as high had it not been right after The Last Jedi?
Rating would still be the same. I don't really have The Last Jedi affect this score. It's just
Gotcha.
It just adds to the feeling about after The Last Jedi. Go ahead, Angus.
For me, the only thing association with Last Jedi is we were making them pay for Last Jedi by making Solo bomb. Didn't matter if it was an Oscar-worthy film, in my opinion. I was going to pay for a different fucking movie, just to hurt them in the pocket and say like, hey, you gave us a shit product and you're continuing to make more products, so we're going to make this one suffer as a warning sign to you. It doesn't matter. Like, I would like to see a trilogy of these movies. The problem with Solo is that it's playing two different lanes. Okay, it's like I compare it to Sex Tape, the Cameron Diaz movie. Sex Tape starts as an adult raunchy comedy, and then it ends up being a family comedy with the premise of, oh God, we made a sex tape and it's got on porn sites. We got to stop it so no one finds it and knows that we made a porno. And then it's like, oh, we're all happy family. It doesn't matter if we're on the internet. And it's like, what? This is two different movies. And so like Solo in the same instance is like trying to be a nostalgia trip. You're like, oh, remember you like the Millennium Falcon? Remember you like Lando? You remember you like this? And want to see how you got the Falcon and that bullshit. But they try to be like their own movie too. And it's like they're playing two different games. And so that's the problem. But now that they got it out of the way, there's only a few more plugs to do with like Jabba and Boba Fett. They got a lot more free reign, especially with Darth Maul in the mix. I would like to see a trilogy, but Star Wars as a brand deserves to fucking suffer, even at the expense of Solo, in my opinion. Sorry, that's how I dealt with it. I paid for Deadpool 2 when I saw Solo.
Well put. Anybody want to capitalize on that? Anybody there?
Only that I'm part of the problem. When I went to see Solo, even though I knew it was going to be shit, I took my mum and my girlfriend along and paid for their tickets. So.
Oh, that's okay. It didn't seem to help their box office too much.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't make a dent. So
you didn't help at all.
You helped them go from less negatives. That's all. All right. Well, I think you guys want to change it up from Star Wars, or do you want to talk about Nathan and Obi-Wan's views maybe on the Cassian stuff? You guys hear about that?
Hey, real quick.
Is that real?
I want to thank Westworld for the book he just wrote me. So Westworld, thank you for that. It is literally a book.
Oh, nice. So did you get somebody send you a message or something with a
on my new video? He wrote. I've never gotten a comment this long, so
okay.
Just wanted to say thank you. It's literally awesome, and that's about all. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I also watched that after this. I had that tab open to watch, but then I was trying to finish my skit thing.
Flipped out skit at the end of that video. Like some of his comedy, and I've told him this personally, so it's not like a shock for him. But that's like some of his comedy, I'm like, it's kind of hit and miss for me. I'm peculiar with my comedy, but I died at the end of Flip's new video. It was hilarious, the subject matter, especially me being a vet, and the kind of what he's tackling is comedy. It was amazing.
That's good. Flip's also in my skit as well as a little cameo.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I saw that before we joined.
When's that coming out, Rookie?
I got the first part out. That one is posted, part 1, and then there's still 2 more parts that I'm working on.
Was I in one of them?
Yeah, you're in the last one, but I'm thinking
good.
since I've actually got a lot more people in it now, and people I'm going to include like Sith and Nathan. If you want a little cameo in it too, I can make one for you. And
Sure.
skit, just kind of like a funny. It's like a funny little collaboration skit in a way.
Yeah, and Nathan, I think he's got Doomcock in one of them, right?
Yes, Doomcock said he's working on it. He keeps on getting distracted by things, or he'll mention it. Like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that 2 hours into his live stream, but then he streams for 5 hours, and then I think he goes to bed right after and forgets or something. I'm like, well, I mean, I'll keep on reminding him, I guess, and he'll probably get him down at some point. But yeah, he has four lines for him to say, so hopefully we'll get those.
Well, hopefully we can get Nathan in.
Sure. Yeah, I can get him in for sure. Yeah, it's just like little funny lines here and there, and it has to like cut back and forth a little bit, but it's still kind of funny that way. I think if you see that,
it's fun to do comedy.
Hell yeah! Did you have a question for Nathan? Anybody before we switch up topics? Oh yeah, the Cassian thing. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So what do you feel about the Cassian stuff? They're gonna make a Cassian TV show.
Obi, you go first, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I personally liked Rogue One, and I thought Cassian was a perfectly good character. And seeing as that's what Disney has, I don't have too much problem with them going after that. I know that's probably not going to be a popular opinion, but see what everyone else says.
Do you think that they could still be good, even though, I mean, it plays in, but it's like a prequel, and we already know that he dies. Like they're
gonna have to come up with their own good stories around him.
Do you think that it should be when he's really young, or just like a few years, or like a year before Rogue One or something?
I mean, the actual actor is older than obviously he was in Rogue One, so they can't go too young, can they?
Well, I don't know.
That might be fun if he plays like a 5-year-old Cassian.
CGI
he's a baby.
Do a Chris Evans, just put him on a little kid. Yeah, so Nathan, did you hear about this at all? Is this the first time you're hearing about it?
I heard about it. I just didn't want to believe it. Is this real? Is this happening?
Well, no, it's a real announcement. They've announced Boba Fett and Obi-Wan and shit though too. So until they actually start releasing what?
Diego Luna actually did an interview about it, so it's happening.
Interview with who?
With that wine shop guy from Collider. The bald one with the earrings.
Yeah. I just want to say, while I am interested to see it, I'm definitely not going to be buying the subscription service.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to launch with their subscription service. Yeah. So I was going to say, what do you guys think about how Disney doesn't have the rights to broadcast the Star Wars films on their own streaming service?
I think that's poetic justice. Is what I think.
I see it as like, dude, these cable, the one type of company that's been pushed to the ancient times practically comes back and screws Disney.
They'll get it eventually, but what I'm most confused about is the Cassian show. I'm just like, I said this in my video. I don't understand why they don't pick a more interesting character like Chirrut Imwe.
They could have even just chose Jen and actually showed her do stuff with Saw in the day. Yeah. They skipped all that. Which would have been interesting to see.
Here's the
I liked Jin and Saw, even though we barely got to see Saw. Sorry,
Saw.
Yeah, I hear that the actor who plays Cassian's a huge Star Wars fan, so maybe the other actors just aren't on board for a whole TV series.
Here's the crazy thing, in my opinion, with the whole Cassian Disney Plus streaming shit. They bought Fox, so even though it's not done yet, they agreed to not buy the sports package or something, so it doesn't hurt monopoly laws. So we know what they're getting, and part of that is 33% of Hulu. So I'm like, why the fuck do they need to make a streaming service? They own Hulu. Just raise the price by $5, and people are like, oh, there's Disney shit on Hulu now, So it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me that they even need a separate, they're asking too much money in a market where everyone's dividing up between Netflix and Amazon already, and then maybe Hulu as the third option if they want to watch newer shit from TV programs.
But going forward, if they own all the studios making good content, then it'll grow and grow and rival Netflix maybe, is what they're thinking. 10
They
years
just
down the
want to
track.
own the world. They're not going to stop. They want a monopoly. They want to own everything in any. They want to control entertainment as a whole. I think they're just not going to stop.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan, you do bring up a good factor that I don't think many of us considered. If the actor is gung-ho for it and really likes Star Wars and wants to do one, I mean, I think that's good for him to try to do that, to be the head of his show if they're going to do one. I mean, makes sense to me.
But it definitely will take some of the tension out that we know he's not going to die and he's in no danger.
Yeah,
what angle do you think they're going to take with it, though? Because they have the Mandalorian, and I'm just wondering, like, are they going to make it into like a live action version of Rebels, or?
Well, we don't with Rebels. They didn't really give us the formation of the Rebel Alliance, did they? It was kind of already existing. I mean,
they tried to with the Force Unleashed.
They had Leia in Rebels sometimes, kind of helping start it.
Yeah. I don't know if they're just gonna do like Adventures of Cassian with the Rebels. I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem pretty pointless overall. But
do you guys think that they'll mix they'll have like a show where the Mandalorian and Cassian and Andor mix?
No, I thought the Mandalorian
are they in the same time period?
Yeah, no. Mandalorian's after Episode 6, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
And then the Cassian one would be before Episode 3, or in between Episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a little bit ago, some people in the chat were wondering what type of games that we play, video games, or what some of our favorite ones are. You want to start with that, Obi-Wan, since you're a gamer?
Well, I mean, I'm not a huge gamer. I wouldn't say I'm very good at them, but I do live stream some Battlefront 2, some cricket streaming, and I've just got Castlevania Symphony of Night, doing the live streaming of that. Yeah.
I got you. Do you like the new Battlefront 2?
I was fine with it. I know a lot of people are unhappy with it, but yeah, I don't really play the multiplayer. I mean, I've probably only gotten about 30 hours enjoyment out of it, and I know that's not a lot for really big gamers. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. Anybody else playing the new Star Wars games?
Yeah, I play Battlefront 2. I know Sith K does as well. Unfortunately, he's on PS4 and I'm on Xbox One. I think both of us are looking for people to play against, though.
Yeah. I will say about Battlefront 2, it's kind of I put this out. It's kind of an example of like pulling a miracle and like turning a train wreck at launch into like a really good Star Wars game now in just a year's time. And I was wondering,
really
like if they can do that, like could they turn Star Wars around if they wanted to?
Exactly. They really fixed Battlefront 2. They really have managed to fix it. Once they took the loot crates out early on, it was just a matter of making sure the game was going to have a continued DLC. They haven't been very good about the schedule, letting us know what's going to drop and when, like Grievous or Obi-Wan. Now they start to, though.
Yeah, now they are.
Yeah,
I like that they added new game modes and maps. Basically, it's just an example of what happens when you listen to the fans, because I think there was something that came out like last year. I think in the last 12 months, sales went up and it became like the 5th highest selling game of that year. And it came out like what, 2 years ago?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, what's crazy is Luke Skywalker is in the campaign briefly, and they nail the character of Luke in that, but they fucked it up in The Last Jedi, and it makes no sense to me.
Oh my God, you're so right.
Fucking get him so right. And then the movie that's called The Last Jedi that's supposed to center around him, we get Jakey Fakey.
Yeah.
How come people aren't covering? How come people aren't covering the better Battlefront 2 upgrades then?
A lot of people are. There's Battlefront 2 YouTubers.
Yeah, it's been covered pretty good.
Are any of you guys into the comics that they're releasing?
For Star Wars?
I watched. I read I read and reviewed a Darth Vader comic, Vader Volume 1.
Yeah, and I read that.
Yeah, I really liked it because. Hang on, there's a baby screaming behind me. Like actually screaming.
If you need to step away for a sec, that's okay.
It's my nephew, not my kid. Hang on.
We can hardly hear him.
Yeah.
No, you're good, man.
You torturing him?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
No. He's teething, the poor kid. He's having his teeth come out. He's only about 10 months old. Adorable little fella, but very loud.
Hold on, Anomaly. Is that your boy, you said?
No, it's his nephew.
Oh, okay. But you also have... Oh, just your nephew. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. About the Vader comic, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was... I don't know why they introduced like this... they had like this female doctor who was just good at everything in there, which kind of took me off guard, and the ending was a bit muddled, but like... Vader goes down to Jabba's palace before Episode 5 happens, and Jabba, he basically just owns Jabba, and then he walks out and sees Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's like, what are you going to do if you need to meet me in a day? He's like, aren't you going to leave yet? He's like, I have something personal to finish. And you turn the next page, and it just shows Vader having wasted an entire fucking... slaughtered an entire village of Tusken Raiders. I was like, oh shit. And there's like tons of callbacks to the prequels, which I really liked in it.
Hey, Anomaly, are you talking about Dr. Afra?
No, I'm talking about maybe if that's her name.
She's the doctor.
Yeah, the chick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's got these droids that look like R2D2 and 3PO, but they're
droids are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they're evil.
Yeah, they're like monsters. They're psychotic.
They're fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this comics, man.
Yeah. No. Is Vader Volume 2 out yet? Because I might actually get it.
It's quite a fair way through. It's like 20 issues or something, isn't it?
Oh, fucking my fucking book chains don't fucking. They've only got the first one out. What the hell?
Yeah, you probably got to go online.
Well, I like the like. Why in the freaking hell don't you just make a Vader, a separate Vader trilogy or some shit? You know what I mean? Just about Vader doing Empire evil shit. I don't know.
I think they're working on it. I'm not sure who the.
Instead, they give us 30 seconds in a hallway when they're making Rogue One and they have Darth Vader. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I love Rogue One. Don't get me wrong, but that really, and I love that scene. Don't get me wrong, but it just makes you think what could have been. It's a shame.
Yeah, they need more.
Yeah, well, there's a Star Wars channel that's working on a fan film for Vader.
The Star Wars Theory. Is that
it? Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's a good channel. What do you guys think of them recasting Luke and Leia and doing a TV show in between, like 4 and 5 or something?
I think that's fucking terrible.
They've definitely floated that.
I think it's not a horrible idea.
Can they just stop? Can they just stop doing OT, fucking reboot, rehash, milking?
I agree with that. I do agree with that. They need to take us away from that. Which is funny. They keep on thinking that that's what we want. That's what they keep on giving us. And then when we say we want something different, they'll take those people and screw them up, and then they go, "Well, we did something different." And it's like, no, just take it away from this altogether.
They need to go Old Republic.
They don't just ask them.
Then, No Republic sounds great. Do that. Just don't fuck with the characters from the games. And, maybe, I don't know, actually, if they should or shouldn't. Ben Shapiro said it the best. You bought Star Wars. You could have done two things. You could have continued with the old characters, or you could have done something completely new 100 years later. Instead, you wanted to milk the old characters to push new ones, and you did a horrible fucking job. That was Ben Shapiro's words. And he nailed it.
Alone.
What's that, Seth?
They need to leave Luke alone. They've done enough.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They need to stop casting these same characters, and it's just like we didn't need to have them even do a whole sequel trilogy to the OT because that story was basically done, and they could have gone anywhere else and done anything else. And I mean, if they wanted to, what was that?
If they did The Last Jedi like the same overall plot, but in like the setting of, I don't know, the Old Republic, it would be 50% better in my opinion.
I was talking to a guy about this earlier. with the sequels, there's no wars. It all seems like just mild skirmishes. It's not even there's no clones, there's no droids, there's just what seems to me is about a football team or two of stormtroopers.
Yeah, and why are they stormtroopers? Why aren't they something different? Like the clone troopers were different from the stormtroopers.
You're just a man, baby, Sith. Quit questioning things.
No, it's sort of believable. They've just been developed from the Empire remnants that went off into the unknown regions.
Yeah, but change the armor at least. Like,
I still think could have been aliens.
Sith, we don't need to know what it means to white dudes.
Whoa.
I know you're not white, but that's quoting Brie Larson.
Go get your titty milk.
Yep.
Has anyone read the Phasma book? Or listened to the audio?
They have a book about her. Oh, they gave her time.
Yeah. Well, it's actually it's a decent story if you put time into it. Considering how little story they gave her in the films, it's actually not too bad.
Nathan, say Captain fucking Phasma. Like you do in your videos.
Captain fucking Phasma.
I know that seemed like your favorite phrase or something.
Yeah, it still is.
Like, okay,
I actually didn't realize, but Mauler actually beat me to that in his Unbridled Rage of The Force Awakens. He beat me by like a week or something before I started saying that, and it just rolls so smoothly off the tongue. I love saying that.
Definitely, yeah. So Obi-Wan in the Phasma book or comic, what actually happens? Because I don't see.
Well, it's a prequel. It's about Phasma when she was on this sort of Mad Max sort of style planet that was completely cut off from the rest of the galaxy, and like a First Order ship, captained by General Hux's father, crash lands, and Phasma and her tribe have to help them get to safety or something.
Does she ever step out of her armor?
Yeah, it's a book, so we don't get to see her. She's not in her armor at all. I think she wears like a face mask or something. She's like a warlord of this sort of Mad Max tribe. You know,
that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I listened to the audio book, which was pretty good.
Yeah,
but then that drove me to give the Captain Phasma comic, which is set between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, sort of explaining how she gets out of it, and that was complete trash. So.
See, that's an example of a movie that they could have made. They gave her no development in the movies, and she seems to have potential to be interesting, but they just refused to give her the time of day, and then they complained that we don't like women.
Everyone was so excited about that, Gwendolyn Christie playing that character.
Yeah, well, and I think she promoted her character a bunch, and it's just like, what character? You're literally a walking suit, and you say 5 lines, and I'm sorry, but Boba Fett was at least kind of cool. Boba Fett was at least kind of cool with stuff. Darth Vader wagged his finger, no disintegrations. All right.
You guys remember leading into that? Like, that's what the hype was. Everyone was like, oh, she's going to be the new Boba Fett.
Yeah, nah, she's worse.
Yeah. Boba Fett. I don't know why people got so fucking jerked off from Boba Fett, man. Like, what is he?
Dude, just check out my video, and you'll see why people were fucking hyped.
Yeah, that was a good video, Angus.
I gotta watch that. But yeah, she Gwendolyn Christie's like, we relate to her due to her actions and her character. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Wow.
You know, by the way,
and then Ryan Johnson's like, "Oh, we just had so much happening in The Last Jedi. We just couldn't fit her in, so he could fit Canto Bight in."
Could have cut the whole Octu watching Luke go about his day with the titty milk.
How
and
about
the fish
Canto
and
Bight?
That was 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Luke is on screen and he's not doing anything. Like, I enjoyed some of his little gimmick. Like, you know, I unpopular opinion, I actually enjoyed the milk scene. I thought it was funny. I thought it was like unnecessary, but I was like, oh, okay, he's like an old man. He's like set in his ways, and he gets up from this milk, and like, because old people have some weird habits. I was like, that's one of Luke's.
It's like if they showed him going to the bathroom. It's like we don't need to see him go take a dump. That's how I saw it. It's like,
I don't know. I'm a huge DBZ fan, so I was like, that sounds like it kind of reminds me of Master Roshi. I guess I got a soft spot for it, but I'm like, okay, that's it. Just don't have him walking around doing bullshit and just listening to Ray mouth off at him for another like 5.5 minutes. Yeah.
If that was all he did and the rest of him was fine, that wouldn't bother me. That'd be Master Roshi like. That'd be kind of funny. It'd be like, okay, that's a little goof moment for a sec, but okay, we're not gonna get on that.
Master, is that Dragon Ball Rookie?
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball. Yeah. The guy who always nosebleeds and shoves his face in a woman's boobs. So
yeah. Every time Dragon Ball gets in.
Yeah, I'm a huge Dragon Baller too, man.
every time Dragon Ball gets mentioned, my desk rises up just a little bit. I fucking love Dragon Ball.
Yeah, what'd you think of Dragon Ball Super?
I'm up to I'm watching the dub only. I don't watch the sub, but I'm so fucking pumped for Broly in January. Holy shit, does that look amazing? I've only watched one trailer, and thankfully there's no spoilers in there for me. But it's getting good. Can't wait. Fucking wait. I'm liking Super. I think there's a little bit too much filler though, but I like most of it.
I don't really like its continuity half the time, especially in the Tournament of Power arc. When you get to that, or if you've gotten to that yet, I don't know, with the dubs. I watched the subbed versions, and they would just, okay, you're completely out of energy right now, and then they go full blast for 10 more episodes. It's kind of like, okay, but
okay. I'm taking issue a little bit with, like, they've really, really, really fucked up the power levels, because like Goku as Super Saiyan Blue is like almost as strong as Beerus, and you saw how strong Beerus was in Battle of Gods and all that jazz, and how he fucking flicked Super Saiyan 3 Goku into oblivion. He flicked him and killed. He beat him with a flick.
Yep.
And then you see Krillin standing up to Goku as a Super Saiyan Blue. I'm like, what in the hell?
They try to make
17 doing the same thing. I'm like, what?
They try to make excuses like, no, but they're suppressing their power. But then it's like, so he's technically stronger than them in his base, but then he powers up and then goes lower than his base. Doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah.
I was gonna say we should save the Dragon Ball talk for a different time, because most of these guys here don't really watch it. But I'd definitely like to talk some DBZ with you in the future.
Oh man, all day. I'll go on DBZ all day.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so was there any other topics that you guys wanted to bring up today?
Any of you guys play Halo by any chance?
Back in the day, but not recently.
Not frequently either, but Halo 3 ODST was kind of the last one that I really enjoyed. Halo 4 and 5 were no's. I beat Halo 4 and then literally sold it to a friend for $10 after I beat it because I didn't want to play it anymore. Halo 5 I had for a little bit and was disappointed when I couldn't split screen when my Marine buddy was back, and that was why I bought it. It's been a disappointment as of late. Halo Reach was actually okay. I like that.
Yeah, I play a little bit of Reach. I like that.
I loved Halo Reach. Halo Reach is like probably my most nostalgic Halo game. It's not the best Halo game, but it's probably the one I played the most. So the most nostalgic. The reason I bring up Halo is because, and I made a video about this. I might make another one. The handling of Halo by the new company and the handling of Star Wars by Disney. You know what I mean? The transition from one iconic franchise in the company. The company of one iconic franchise and transition that to another company, and how they've handled each franchise respectively. I know Halo is a game and Star Wars is a movie, but what they've done with the writing and how they just changed everything and like wrecked like old characters and how they've just handled the production and whatnot is so identical. It's quite shocking to me. Like if you like Halo 5 was awful, and it's basically the Last Jedi of the Halo universe, because it's that bad.
It's a good analogy.
Oh, wow. Dude, seriously, like, I guarantee you ask an educated Star Wars fan who's also a Halo fan, they'll tell you the exact same thing. And I know I made one video about it. I might make another, but I just thought it was worth bringing up for that reason.
Yeah, I'll check that one out. That's a good comparison there. You guys play Halo? The rest of you?
One time when I was younger, but that's it.
You're like, one time. I don't like to think about it. Dramatic past. No.
Back before the dark times.
Yeah, before the dark times. Before the Empire. What about you, Flip? Yeah, you're an older man. Did you ever play Halo?
I'm an older man. Yeah, I played Halo.
Yeah, you old timer.
I had Halo on Xbox. I liked Halo 1 and 2 and 3, and after that I wasn't a big fan, but I did like them. Yeah. That was back before you had the internet and people would just come over and hang out with you and you could actually show them who's boss. Hell yeah.
Good times. Hey, Dog Sidious is in the chat. What's up, dude? The chat's kind of slowed down. We have a lot of people watching, but nobody's commenting. I guess that's because we haven't been replying that much, but I like our conversations we're having tonight. It's going pretty good.
You thought we would notice you plebes?
Yeah. We have Dalton Mortimer. Haven't seen him around here. What's up, guy? He said Star Wars just got postmodern to shit with The Last Jedi.
It's Mortimer.
Mortimer? Oh, well, whatever. Oh, Dalton Mortimer. Oh, I have a neighbor named Mortimer, but I don't think that's the same person. That's cool. But yeah, so we could I would say we could talk about Halo, but you guys aren't really huge Halo fans. That's cool. Did Obi-Wan, did you have anything you want to talk about today? You're going to talk about favorite drinks? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Have you watched any of my reviews? Because they're really not that much about alcohol. They're more about the sort of extra thing I add on. Like I usually sing a song.
Yeah, I think I watched.
Don't know if you'd be. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be interested in hearing me sing a song later on.
I mean, go ahead, but I mean,
I'll wait till the end of the stream, maybe. We'll end with that.
Okay. That's where everything goes to hell anyway, so that's perfect. That'd be perfect with us.
I'll clear the dance floor.
I have a question for Anomaly.
Yep.
Hey, Anomaly. What's your favorite martial arts movies?
Ooh. I like I like the Rockies, but like as boxing. Martial arts probably would be Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Bennett, yeah.
That's probably my favorite. I can't think of any others, but
have you seen Rapid Fire with Bruce Lee's son Brandon?
No, I haven't. I'm very unfamiliar with the Lees, Bruce Lee. I watched some of his older videos, like interviews, but never really any of their movies.
Yeah, definitely check out Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. It was the last movie he made, where he got through every bit of dialogue and all the action scenes. Obviously, he died making The Crow, the very first Crow movie. Very weirdly, because he died like his father while making a movie. But Rapid Fire is an amazing movie. I know you would appreciate it. So, is that your number one favorite martial arts movie, or are there any others that you might suggest?
Well, it's a good question because I think Warrior is a good one because it's about the UFC. But I really don't like the ending because the ending is kind of bullshit in my opinion.
Yeah, I hated the ending too.
That one. The reason, because like his brother is a teacher and he's kicking everyone's ass, and fucking his younger brother was like an undefeated wrestler, and he's a hell of a striker, and he was in the army and shit, so he's a fucking tank. And not to mention the teacher, who's apparently the protagonist that the writer wanted to win the tournament, he gets kicked in the head. He gets hit in the head so many fucking times. I'm just like, how is this guy not dead yet? I mean, and then he just bullshits his way to beating his brother in the final match. I'm like, fuck you. I love that.
Didn't they?
But I hate the ending.
Didn't they make Tom Hardy's character? Didn't they injure his shoulder or some shit in the fight before?
No, he injured it in the final fight with his brother in the third round.
Okay.
He used a move called the omoplata and dislocated his shoulder. And which is, I mean, I believe that. It's like I get that what they're trying to show is how effective jiu-jitsu is, which is true. But it's just I just find the main like Joel Edgerton's character so uncompelling in that like setting. Like he's a teacher. And he's pulling off all these incredible feats. Like I know jiu-jitsu is probably the most effective martial art, but it doesn't mean he can pull it off that well. And Tom Hardy's meanwhile is pounding his face in, like, and all with clean hits, mind you. and I'm just like, fucking, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and 4-ounce gloves too.
Yes, exactly. Like he knocks like everyone else he fights, he just knocks out with one punch too. I'm like, get fucked. I mean, I believe that, but then when he gets to his brother, like plot armor is alive and well, and he's just avoiding getting. I'm like, fucking this movie.
Yeah, I don't know if I rate the idea of brothers fighting in general.
Yeah, no, I watched like a friend of mine who I was watching it one time. He's like, yeah, I don't like the idea of that. He had the same reaction as that. But I mean, I like. It's not really about them fighting. It's about them making up, basically. Not really about them fighting. That's why I like the movie, but I just don't like the ending and who wins and who doesn't win. That's
gotcha.
Because yeah, but you know,
they could have accomplished that without them fighting in the final, though. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you could, but I don't know. It's got to have it be climactic and all that jazz. I don't know. I like it.
Gotcha.
Hey, the chat says Lone Wolf Cub says Enter the Dragon, best Bruce Lee movie. Anyone?
Oh wait, shit! I just remembered. This isn't really a martial arts movie. I've heard great shit about Enter the Dragon, but you ever seen fucking Jet Li, man? Romeo Must Die. You seen that one?
Oh yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, I fucking love that movie to death. I haven't seen it in ages. Sorry.
Did you see Unleashed?
Oh my god, Unleashed! Oh, I love Jet Li.
Unleashed.
Yeah,
I think I prefer Jet Li to Jackie Chan. I don't know. Unleashed, man. That was a brutal fucking movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you'll learn as a movie guy. I still have a lot of movies that I have not seen, and I've seen Unleashed, but I did not see the other ones you guys mentioned. Yeah,
there you go. At least you got one.
Not yet. Not yet. Nicole said Highlander 2 in the chat. I haven't seen that, so I don't know what she's talking about.
There can only be one. Duncan MacLeod.
I was going to ask if you'd seen Drunken Fist with Jackie Chan. That's probably my favorite.
No, I've seen some of that one.
Yeah, it's an early one.
Is that the one where he's like, he and that guy are fighting and they're like waving their fucking legs like noodles?
It's pretty funny. It's very well choreographed there.
I don't know, but I mean, based on that clip alone, I like that honestly, that clip turned me off the movie. I didn't. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but that clip, I'm just like, you're trying to show me what good fight choreography is, and they're waving their fucking legs like noodles, and I'm just like, this isn't good fight choreography. This is retarded. What? Why are they waving?
Jackie Chan's fight choreography was mostly comedy. Really, it wasn't particularly realistic. It was various different props and yeah. What he did was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I saw them like hitting each other with chairs and shit, and I love Jackie Chan, and like the Rush Hour movies are like some of my favorites. But like just I love how he does all these stunts and shit. Oh, yeah, speaking of stunts, Mission Impossible Fallout. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
No, I was never a huge Mission Impossible fan, so I didn't really check out the new one.
I like Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Everybody praises the new one. That's great. Fourth one or fifth one or.
Fallout is so fucking crazy. The shit Tom Cruise does, man. Holy shit. Man, there's like they advertise a lot of stunts, but one stunt caught me entirely by surprise, and it's like I won't spoil it actually, but who's seen it? Who said they saw it?
I've seen it.
Yeah, Obi, you know which one I'm talking about. It's the one it's towards when it's the one where Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise first meet each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, holy shit, that one was really like holy. And then towards the end, you guys probably know this. Tom Cruise flies a helicopter, and he broke his leg jumping from building to building.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
And they kept that shot in. That shot in when he's limping off. That's because his leg's fucking broken.
Seriously fucked.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah,
I love the film. I love the fifth one too.
Yeah, the fifth one's actually really underrated. What was I going to say? The people said that the sixth one was too generic. I really disagree. You can be generic, but as long as it's well executed, in a way that sort of keeps you thinking like, wow, like I'm really enjoying this, then you can't really knock it for that. You know what I mean?
Well, technically, everything's generic. It just all depends on every way that they're done. Like Lord of the Rings could have been considered generic, but the way that they did it made it fucking fantastic. And Star Wars, and it's like Valerian was horrible in that it looked pretty, but it was executed poorly. It could have been done well, but it wasn't. So it doesn't matter if that was generic plot. It's just very poorly executed.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very, very good example of the Rings for that one.
Yep. But yeah, I haven't with Tom Cruise. I don't really like him, but I do respect him big time as an actor. Like the way that he will devote himself to it. Because I mean, most people, just get the stunt man and they can do it and whatever. But he's like, no, back off. I got it. I'm getting paid for this movie. I'm gonna do this.
He's a crazy Scientologist.
Oh yeah, it's like I think he puts that on hold in his pocket when he goes and does that stuff for you, L.
Dude, you know what? Tom Cruise should make an L. Ron Hubbard saga while he's still doing stunts.
No.
That would be kind of funny in in the Room kind of way, like Battlefield Earth. I'm imagining Battlefield Earth. Have him have Tom Cruise and John Travolta make a space saga.
That would be a fucking train wreck.
But they'd make more than The Last Jedi, probably.
I would love if a Tom Cruise Scientology series made more than Star Wars.
It would at least beat Solo, I think. At least, at the minimum, it would beat Solo.
So, sorry, you're talking about the story of Scientology, about how they dropped all the dead souls into a volcano or something.
Yes.
What?
DC-8s in space.
There's some shit about some sort of aliens and you have a Gigatron counter or something.
I think South Park summarized it really well.
South Park describes it perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the documentary.
I
I watched the documentary about it called My Scientology Movie. It's a great, scary shit.
All right, I can see that how it could be a fucking hilarious movie then.
Yes, but they have to take it serious. They have to take it seriously so it can be funny for us to watch them stumble around. If they do it,
a fucking dramatic music when the aliens come down.
Yes, they look like the John Travolta or ones from Battlefield Earth or something.
Dude, that could inspire a new cinematic war. You could have the Scientology studios and the Mormon studios, and then you just go battle at the best funny sci-fi.
Holy fuck!
Dum 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 dum.
This is great. This is great, guys. Let's make this happen. Goldmine.
I'm waiting for the thumbs down right now. They're like, "Oh, you talking about right?"
Do we have 20 thumbs down again? No thumbs down this time. Yeah, last time I had 14 or 15.
No, we've lasted a long time today.
Yeah, but then again, we didn't insult as many people today either. We're pretty gentle. I mean, except for I guess toward I hate everything and whatever.
Narrow's eyes.
Narrow's eyes. That's great.
Oh, hey, I got a good article for you. For you, rookie.
What article?
Okay, it's from BigLeaguePolitics.com. It says feminists charge $500 for Heal from Internalized Whiteness seminar.
Whiteness seminar.
So me and Sith are safe from this. We don't have internalized whiteness.
Internalized whiteness.
Yeah, y'all should sign up for this.
Yeah, go check your privileges, bro.
Yeah, Flip. How's your internalized whiteness holding up? In your age, that affected you, and I don't know.
It's funny. The older I get, the younger they look.
Nice.
You know what? Did you guys see Twitter banned misgendering and shit now?
What's misgendering?
Misgendering
it's fake.
It's like if you refer to someone as a he, but they want to be referred to as a she for some reason, then you just misgender and you'll get banned now.
And it is.
I don't know if that's true. Entirely.
Well, no, I just saw it on Twitter.
Yeah,
it could be a hoax. Maybe it's a hoax. I hope it's
just more. It's more to the fact that doesn't make any sense because it's social media interactions and it's not like you're all being like everybody's their true selves.
Well, that's the problem with
and you can't know what they are, especially it's hard enough in person sometimes.
That's the problem with hate speech laws. It's a slippery slope. It keeps going down and down and down until it's full on fucking Stalinist censorship.
Do you guys have?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask just on the transgender issue. There's a male to female transgender person trying to play in the Australian Women's Football League. I'm just wondering if you guys have any issues with that, transgenders trying to play women's
Peter,
smart
sports.
guy.
Fallon Fox.
And this guy's huge. Like, it's so unsafe.
Fallon
Male
Fox
to
is
female transition?
Yeah.
All right, so
playing in a women's league.
Was this Michael or Nathan that offered this?
It's Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Obi-Wan. Okay. Sorry. So I love football. Okay. So we don't really have that problem because you're not going to get ahead if you transition and try to be a woman, quote unquote, in the NFL. But in like UFC, I don't watch UFC. But you see, Fallon Fox is like fucking breaking people's jaws and shit.
He's not in the UFC.
Fallon Fox? I just looked it up.
He's an MMA fighter. He's not in the UFC though.
Whatever, same shit to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got Fallon Fox fighting chicks, but it's really a dude.
Wow.
Genetically, and even taking estrogen, you got to think of like the inherent biological advantage a trans quote unquote woman would have, still being a highly disproportionate testosterone in the body compared to her normal female partner, sparring partners. Crowder actually did a really good analysis of like, well, if you look at the normal age range of a girl in high school 18 versus a boy in high school and the amount of testosterone they have, well, they give like 10 times the amount of testosterone to people transitioning. And so, think of like the disadvantage you have when you have a male pretending to be a woman and to get an advantage. I'm ex-Army, okay? So like there's two different standards for men and women. You don't hear about women trying to be men in the Army. It's only men trying to be women because it's easier and it's easier to rank up if you're a woman.
Fuck it, we've been doing it wrong, Angus.
Exactly, yeah. I should have just become a woman in the Army. I would have stayed in longer.
And don't people just join the Army because they'll pay for it, for the whole surgery and everything?
Yeah. That's why Trump's trying to ban the shit, because they're taking advantage of it and they're becoming quote unquote women and getting easier PT tests. So therefore, they have easier standards, and so it's like lessening the troop readiness.
You know what would fix all of it is if you
standard?
can't be classified as a new sex unless you have the surgery.
Not even that. If you just made the male standard the only standard, you'd have a lot less women deteriorating the standard of combat arms in the military.
Well, yeah. What's the point of a standard if it's not the standard?
Yeah, you have a male standard and a female standard. That's the dumbest shit. Like you have women joining the like medical corps as medics who are combat jobs potentially, and we're trained like the scenarios is like, okay, you're gonna drag a roughly 300-pound person with their kit and stuff, and you get like 110-pound women in the Army in this combat role. It's like you're gonna get people killed or bleed out because you can't pull them behind cover. Like,
how dare you? Women are as strong as men.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, like I'm all for the women that are the exception to the rule, but that's just the thing. They're the exception, not the
like
rule.
Chris Cyborg.
Like there's just inherent differences. Women don't need to be in combat. There's a reason why, as sexist as it is, against men, there's a reason why historically there's only been men during to like required to sign up for the draft potentially, because it's like, do you expect a woman to be able to do the same shit a man does in the front line?
Patriarchy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nathan.
Yeah.
I want to know if you think like me. Are you also skeptical about Chris Cyborg's background? Like, I want to see her birth certificate.
I mean, I'm curious. But like, I don't know, wasn't she married at one point to another guy who got his skull cracked by like a flying knee? I think that proves that she's a woman.
No, I mean she's a woman now, but I'm talking about before. Because she walks around like 190 pounds of like all muscle.
Yeah, no, that's true. She does. She does look a lot like Vanderlei Silva too, like without with long hair.
You're right, she does.
I'm thinking they're like related somehow.
That's way too much muscle for.
It's Vanderlei's brother who's tired of living in his shadow.
Wait, is she the one that beat the fuck out of Ronda Rousey?
No, that was another one.
I would have paid to see that though. Like I would have paid 10 times to see that.
Angus, the girl we're talking about is even bigger than that one that you're referring to.
Yeah, see, this is stupid. You see, it's funny. Women are all about, equal rights and transgender, this and that, until they get their ass kicked by a quote-unquote woman. And then they start complaining about, it's cheating. And it's like, yeah, because they're men.
I don't know why we can't just sit back for a second and just say, like, okay, you could be a woman or you could be batshit crazy. Like, we can't even ponder that anymore.
Yeah, you can call me a transphobe. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
They're dudes. Even if they cut their junk off, they're still XY chromosomes. They still have testosterone disproportionately to their quote-unquote sisters in the women's sex.
That's just the justification that sexist doctors use, didn't you know?
I know. Science, the left is all about science until it touches gender. Then it's like, it just becomes just as religious as like the Christians with creation.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's shift topics up a little bit. Let's say that stuff for the Chaos Council. Let's say that stuff for the Chaos Council.
I could feel Rookie like, should I jump in now? Should I jump in now?
Yeah, well,
I gotta check my white privilege. Let's change the subject.
We still actually have people in here for now.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't go too bad there, did we?
No. We've gotten way worse. This is tame compared to a few of our other streams. So we're good. We're good. Especially on Sith's and on Angus's.
Sith.
This is nothing.
Sith Giving went nutty. We went nutty on Sith Giving.
Sith Giving was the shit.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring up, since it's been a while since we've talked about it on a stream, so the MCU, Nathan and Obi-Wan. I guess we'll start with Nathan. I guess. What's your opinion on the current Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think it's getting better. But I think it's peaked with Infinity War, but Captain Marvel and the political climate getting worse and worse and worse, I'm thinking could drag it down. Also, I'm pretty pissed off with some of the things they did in Infinity War. Like, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but just mainly to do with the ending. Like, first off, they killed off way too many people. And two, some of the people they killed off, by all accounts, should not have been killed off. And they're way more, like, better. Like, it should have been an easy decision. I'll give you one example. And anyone in the chat, just, fair warning, spoilers. Scarlet Witch, who up until that movie, there wasn't much to her, but she had probably her best movie in Infinity War.
Yeah,
true.
What the fuck has Black Widow done? And now can you tell me why it was justified killing off Scarlet Witch and not Black Widow?
Because original Avengers.
She dyed her hair.
No, well, yeah, I get it, but I'm actually
supposed to be random.
Rey was a Mary Sue. Fucking Scarlet Witch was like the fucking queen, the goddess of fucking Mary Sue's, man. And no, I don't care what anyone says. A fucking 2-second scene in Age of Ultron that shows, she went to Black Swan Assassin School fucking bullshit training. Doesn't account for character development. All right. She does everything perfectly. And when she's losing, she switches sides, like in Civil War. She's always got the upper hand on everybody, no matter what the situation is. And she always, no matter what situation she's put in, always kills everybody with fucking head scissors. Can someone tell me why this bitch is still alive? Well, I liked Black Widow at first, and then I was like, and I liked her in Winter Soldier. Sorry, I rant a lot, but I liked her in Winter Soldier because she had her own contained mission. She was important to the plot. She had her own role to play. In Age of Ultron, except for that stupid romance and like Infinity War and all the other movies, she's just there as a character to just kick some ass, and she's just a Mary Sue that's just thrown in there to just. There's nothing to her.
Well,
she's boring.
Is overrated.
I hate it. But Scarlet Witch, actually, they did something really good with Scarlet Witch in Infinity War. And I was thinking, all right, how's Scarlet Witch going to be now that she's lost Vision? What's going to change in her? What's going to happen? Wait, there she's dead. Thanks, Marvel. And I'm like, where's Black Panther? I'm like, oh my God, it's Black. Nope, there she is. Fuck you, Marvel. Fuck you. Sorry, I just got.
we like it. It's okay.
Honestly, aside from that, I love it. Infinity War is my favorite movie of the year. Just that one really pissed me off. I think though that with Captain Marvel, they got to be careful because they could pull the Last Jedi and they could just sink the whole ship with Avengers 4 if they're not careful, and with Captain Marvel. So not so much Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is going to be like the Rogue One, and then Avengers 4 would be like the Last Jedi. But hopefully they make it good. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Oh, we'll see. You brought up a lot of stuff in that one. I want to touch first on the Scarlet or on the Black Widow thing. See, I don't fully see her as a Mary Sue because it's not like she goes up against the super unbeatable people and beats them. She does win in most of her fights, but it's against the little henchmen or against whatever fight she's in are in fights that she could possibly win, or she doesn't win on her own. She has help with other people around her that help her win. Like in Infinity War, she doesn't just outright defeat everybody. She's working with other people to fight everyone. So I don't fully see her as a Mary Sue, but I do think that she is a little overhyped sometimes, and that sometimes her abilities do seem like a little unbelievable. But the fact that they do show her, getting exhausted like quite often, and like she really doesn't want to keep on doing this half the time. She's like, holy shit, can we stop? Like, can we stop? Yeah, Black Widow. It's like
name one time she lost, and I'll believe you.
I didn't say that she's lost before, but she doesn't win her fights on her own, usually. Not all her fights. She fights henchmen. She does beat lots of henchmen. That's true.
Everyone else has lost.
But who else? What big baddie does she fight and win?
The one person she lost against actually was the Winter Soldier in Civil War. That's it. That's the only time.
Oh,
she tried to attack him, tried to stop him, and then she just got thrown to the side. But I don't know if that really counts.
But what big baddie has she beaten then? Because you said she wins all the time, though.
No, I'm saying fights. I'm not talking about boss battles or anything. I'm saying in general.
But
let me think about this one. I got an answer for this, but hang on.
Like the one time we see her like in trouble is the beginning of the Avengers, and it turns out it was because that she engineered it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, but what I'm saying too is that just because she doesn't outright lose every fight doesn't mean that she's therefore Mary Sue.
Not every fight. I'm just saying just one.
No. All right. Well, maybe Mary Sue is a bit of an extreme term for it, but you get what you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I still like though that she's not just out on top, like, oh, she just wins. Sometimes it's a draw. She gets away. She, in Infinity War, she seemed to be, attack and run for quite a bit of it. She's not just taking them on all by herself and winning. She does different tactics with it, and she's not. They said she doesn't do it alone, and she's shown that she's tired. Unlike with Rey or somebody, where they just totally dominate, have no sign of fear or anything, and she seems like she wants to get the hell out of here, just get this done somehow and get over with.
Well, here's the thing: just because she's not killing any big baddies doesn't mean that she's like. Here's the thing: she's running into gunfights with head scissors.
Yeah, I will admit that the head scissoring thing was cool at first, but it's getting pretty old as that being her main takedown move.
And the way she fights, with hand-to-hand combat, she's fighting aliens, like in Avengers, that she doesn't know the physiology of, that she doesn't know how they fight, but she's still taking their weapons, instantly proficient at them, countering them, dodging them, throwing them, even though they could weigh a lot more than she does. You know what I mean? I'm just like, how does she know how to fight these aliens instantly?
I agree with you, and I do kind of wish that by Age of Ultron or in one of them that they would show her literally have a moment where she's kind of like, she's losing and would have lost if somebody didn't interfere, and then that be part of her character growth where she's like, I'm trying to be one of you guys and help out, but I'm getting my ass kicked around here and struggling or something. I do wish that they'd have her have some doubt. I think that I see the doubt with her, but they never really address it in the movie. She always just seems to be fine the next movie. So yeah, I do know what you mean by that. Yeah,
here's the problem: they killed fucking Proxima Midnight. I know it was with Scarlet Witch, so it's probable, but they had a cool girl baddie against the group of chicks, and you have the whole chick fight, and it's okay, you give the chicks their little 5 minutes of we bad and shit. But But yeah, they killed the female baddie. It's like, the most like dumbass way too.
Mm. Also, like I love what they did with like his thing. Gamora used to bore the shit out of me, but like in Infinity War, I really grew to like actually give a shit about it. I'm like, good job with that. Same with Scarlet Witch. I'm like, they're developing every female character well except for Black Widow, which is weird. And again, I just wonder why they're keeping her around. Like, I guess she's got a lot of market appeal. I think that's the only reason. But then again, Black Panther does. I
want to get back to Black Widow later, but we can talk about other stuff with Infinity War first. So, did any of you guys want to address any of the things that he was talking about with Infinity War, or that made you think of something?
Yeah, I think with Infinity War, this is just my theory, but the only people that survived were like the remaining Avengers. So I think that whoever died is coming back, and whoever stayed alive, the deaths are going to come from one of those people. Because everybody who died technically has to come back if they succeed.
Well, and their movies have been announced, so
yeah, that too.
Why do they do that? They already announced the Venom trilogy before fucking Venom came out, and Venom was
Spider-Man.
Pretty much.
I kind of wish they'd go back.
Looking forward to that Han Solo trilogy.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
I kind of wish they'd stop announcing movies. I wish they'd just go, hey, you know what? Here's a trailer, and this movie's coming out in 3 months. Get ready for that. And then go, wow, that's coming out already. Instead of, okay, 5 years from now, there's these movies, and 10 years, there's these movies, or there might be these movies. So annoying. Flip, you've been a little quiet over there. Anything you want to chime in on over here? If you're doing something with his family.
What were you saying?
We're talking about the Infinity War a second ago. Did you hear some of the conversation?
Oh, yeah. Scarlet Witch, she's about to come out with a movie. Or they're putting together a movie for her. And I agree that she doesn't have any superpowers. She's just like this spy, Like, I'm not quite sure what to think about that. It's not super interesting. She's cute, obviously. But
they're making a movie about her?
Black Widow?
Yeah, they're doing a movie.
Oh, you said Scarlet Witch.
Oh, my bad. I keep thinking Scarlett Johansson.
I know.
Okay,
that's
you guys talking about Scarlett Johansson?
He was saying how Scarlett. So we'll say Black Widow for Scarlett.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Johansson. Yeah, say Widow for.
Yeah, they're doing a Black Widow movie, and I mean, I'm not super excited. I really do like the Marvel universe. It's my new Star Wars. Unfortunately, has it reached climax? I heard one of you guys say that. Yeah, it's pretty close, Anomaly. It's pretty close to climaxing. If they go the route of NPC SJW with the new movie, then it's over, really. If they don't fully commit to the SJW agenda, I don't know. They might still have a fighting chance. What do you think?
They've had a pretty good run anyway.
20 movies.
I don't know. It's just like with wait, are we talking about Avengers 4? Sorry, I was just on something. What?
Yeah. What's that? What'd you say?
Yeah, so are we talking about Avengers 4? Sorry, I just zoned out for a second.
No, it's cool. Black Widow, and Avengers period, I guess. Like if they don't commit to the SJW agenda, is it over or do they have a fighting chance to keep it going?
I think you can. I'm not sure if this answers your question or not, but I think that you can fulfill. You can have Black Widow. Sorry, hang on, I'm a little bit confused. Like, you don't have to fulfill the SJW agenda to make Black Widow good or to make her like strong. If that makes sense. If that answers your question. Like, there's so much things you could do with her. Just have her more involved and less. Have her. Don't just have her there. Have her involved in a meaningful way that's important. Like, for example, the Winter Soldier. I have no problem with Black Widow and the Winter Soldier. She was like, because the missions she was taking were grounded and believable for her character, and she was actually important. She actually got involved.
Yeah.
I had an idea for her. I want to know your thoughts on that, Nathan. So a lot of people are skeptical about the new Miss Marvel movie, and about how Mary Sue or SJW she might be. And one of my thoughts was, instead of introducing her as a character, this isn't what they would do, but this was just like a little theory thing of what if they did it this way. Instead of having her get the powers, what if Black Widow got the Miss Marvel powers? However they would do it, however she's supposed to get it or something. Black Widow gets those abilities all of a sudden and has to, like, maybe she can't control it, like kind of a Gohan thing, or or some type of character struggle with this. Like, she went from being able to, just trying to help in all these fights, but can't ever take down the big guys, just taking care of the little ones. And now she's got all this power and she might be able to hurt a lot of people around her. Maybe she could even hurt the Hulk. I mean, and she loves him or something. Like, that might add to her character to make her more interesting. What do you think about that?
First off, I love the Gohan reference. I'm a sucker.
I like that.
Yeah. No. Honestly, so you're saying, like, what if she acquires the powers of Captain Marvel? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it would be interesting. It depends how they execute it. But here's the thing: she's always been. That would actually add a new layer of depth to her, because she's always had to survive on her skills. See, she's like a skilled individual without powers, much like Batman.
Yeah.
Remember when Superman got depowered by Batman and Batman whooped his ass? It's because Batman's a skilled fighter. Superman is just powerful. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So I imagine, like, if Black Widow became all powerful, or gain some sort of superpower that makes her even more dangerous on power alone, that would stir up some morality within her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, all right, now I have all this power. What should I do with it? That would be interesting. I would like to see how that would change her, if at all. So that's not a bad idea. Again, it just depends on the execution, really.
Yeah. That was one of my ideas. And then the other one with Miss Marvel, and then I'll leave it to you guys. I'm going to step out for a sec to go get a drink. But so with Miss Marvel, I've already brought this up with Angus and Flip and everybody a few times before, but a lot of people are skeptical about if it'll be good. But what if, instead of her being overpowered and, like, beats Thanos, what if she tries to attack Thanos? Like, they go she's so powerful, let's have her try to take him on. And he's more skilled than her. Like, he's been alive for like 1,000 years or so. And she's overpowered, but he is more skilled and beats her. And she's like, oh shit. And then everyone else pretty much beats him. And then from there, like, for her continuing in movies, has to kind of, learn actual skill and different ways to use her power, and not be so level-headed and going, yeah, I'm better than everybody or something, if that's how they were to do her character.
I feel like they did that with Hulk, right?
Yeah, they did that with Hulk, yeah.
I'm not sure that they did that with Hulk. Like, when he
the beginning, he Hulk, they're like,
okay, yes, yeah, he gets his ass kicked, right? Yeah, pretty much, and he's got a dilemma he's got to deal with, pretty much.
He runs and hides.
Yeah.
What are you saying again?
I was saying, like, because people are worried if Miss Marvel just come in and then beat Thanos. I'm saying if she comes in and loses, and then in future movies she has to work on developing different skills and different control and learning different techniques, would that make her character better? Or that give potential for the MCU to not be dead?
It's interesting.
I think that it's kind of, I don't know. With Captain Marvel, it's kind of become ingrained in the character to be overpowered. So,
what are her superpowers? I don't actually know anything about it. What type of superpowers does she have?
It's kind of like Superman.
Just Superman. Okay.
Doesn't she have,
was she always a woman, or was she male in the comics?
I think she was male for a while till like
there's another character like Mr. Marvel or something, and he has some other alien, I think.
It started as an offshoot of Shazam, right?
Well, no. This was there was like an alien Kree or something. One of those guys, I think. I don't know if it was Kree or a different creature. And he had some type of abilities, and then that kind of like transferred into her and mixed with her human DNA, and that caused different powers or something. And then she became Miss Marvel or something. Yeah, it's at least based off what the cartoon suggested. So I don't know.
Yeah, Marvel was a dude, and then they kind of changed it up later.
Yeah, you know, Shazam was originally called Captain Marvel, and they had to change the name.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. I guess we want to talk about that. So, anything else about the MCU you guys want to talk about? Seems like the Marvel stuff's run dry as far as Miss Marvel
goes. You think Captain America is gonna die? You think Chris Evans is being for real about leaving?
I think so. I think Tony Stark and Captain America will die in Avengers 4. That's bold. I don't know how. I think they'll have like one last sort of like reconcile, because they're kind of at odds with each other, and then they'll like die to sacrifice themselves for the rest of them. That's my prediction. Unless they go full blown Ryan Johnson and just fuck it up.
Have them die but not accomplish anything. Yeah, that'd be the Ryan Johnson way.
Have Captain America die because he lifted something very heavy.
Oh, no. Pull the groin and can go to the hospital. Yeah.
I think that I was just thinking about it because like they're doing this whole thing where like Captain Marvel is gonna be leading in the next phase or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, that can't really happen if Cap is there. They can't really justify that. So I feel like Cap is gonna be taken off the table in some form.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've given my thoughts on the whole, Peter Parker thing, but you guys don't tend to like that one. So, yeah, Angus, you've been pretty quiet.
I've just been, listening. I was just thinking this idea I had. I meant to talk to Flip. Me and Flip were talking about an hour before this. We can get, I guess, into the main thing me and him were talking about with Black Panther, because it's a kind of a video that I'm realizing if I make, it'll probably be a lot bigger. It might be like a Mauler type of shit. But I was thinking kind of a cool idea I could do. Have y'all ever seen the DC animated movie Justice League Doom?
I think so.
I think so. Is that the one where Batman has all the plans to take out the Justice League?
Yeah, I was thinking that would be. I don't know how they'd make it work, or like what you'd have to do to like motivate a character to do, but I thought that'd be like a cool, like an old Iron Man or something. He just goes like mad or something, or feels disenfranchised by like the team. So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to show them," and like I just thought that'd be like a cool thing to do.
That'd be interesting. Have Iron Man become a villain later?
Yeah, yeah. With counter measures that he has for like every super. Kind of like how he has one in place for sure with fucking Hulk. He has a satellite ready to shoot him as Hulkbuster anywhere.
That makes me think if he and Cap survive this, if they both got really older and have a future Civil War done differently, maybe.
Yeah, but no. So me and Flip, I was telling him about this idea I have, where I want to compare the heroes' journeys of Black Panther versus like Spider-Man and Batman as the main two, but also Superman and Wonder Woman, who have a lot less relatable origins, but their plots, that gets them going, like at least in the movies, is still somewhat relatable. Okay,
there's a lot of holes in the Black Panther story.
Yeah. So first off, Black Panther, just real quick, his plot to becoming king, he has no challenge. Okay, so like for Spider-Man to be Spider-Man, he has to sacrifice being Peter Parker. T'Challa is known to be Black Panther when right after he becomes king by taking the throne by heredity from his father. Apparently, he was already the Black Panther in Civil War, but then he is up for challenge in the movie. But then he wins. Like there's a challenge for the throne, to be Black Panther to be king, but it's not a challenge in the sense of like Green Goblin versus Spider-Man or Joker versus Batman, where like they're trying to get rid of him. The people trying to challenge Black Panther are going to end up doing his job. And so like he has no challenge in the sense of like we're going to usurp you and we're going to steal from banks because you're gone or something. But also like the heredity is the whole problem, because like he's already born into a system where he's the next in line, so there's no like struggle. There's no hero struggle for him to become Black Panther. There's no decision of like, oh, if I become this, I sacrifice T'Challa. Like in Civil War, he takes off the mask, and everyone sees all the German police officers with the Avengers learn like, oh, the Black Panther is the king of Wakanda. You know, okay. And then the problem with everything is like, sure, they have vibranium, but how does that make them rich? They don't sell vibranium. The whole plot of Black Panther to start the movie is stopping the black market sale of vibranium by Claw. So like they don't sell their shit, they keep it. So like, how do they have money? How do they have wealth that they're hiding?
What's their import-export business?
Yeah, like at best they could invest in the stock market, but that would have to be based on riches gained from something not vibranium. So like, and then the technology they have is stupid, but it's also like space age shit. So it's like going forward in Marvel, like they're the hugest plot hole to make the story believable and relatable. And because it's like, wait, why don't you just use fucking Shuri's technology? You know, she's better than Iron Man. It's just a huge plot hole in all sorts of ways, just in its own story and in the context of Marvel. So fuck Black Panther.
You hate that film, all right.
It's worse than fucking as far as like how it fits into the story and how it goes going forward. It's worse than Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk like does nothing for the story besides introduce you to General Ross or whatever. But that's aided the story going forward. Black Panther is only a problem going forward.
Yeah, and in Incredible Hulk, they use S.H.I.E.L.D. and Stark Tech, so that helped build the universe a little bit back then. So
I'd say Iron Man 3 is probably the worst MCU film. What do you guys think?
I was working around to that. That's why I brought Marvel up, because I just watched your video. I just watched your video on that, and I kind of disagree. Because I mean, I haven't seen it in a while. That's actually the next Marvel film I need to watch, because I watched the Phase 1 and I want to watch the other phases again and see what my new opinion is on it. But I kind of liked it. I mean, I loved the fact that you see a lot of Stark, and where he is after the Avengers is he seems to be kind of struggling on his whole concept of the world and everything. Because because looking at it, he went from a billionaire who just does whatever, fucks bitches and gets money and sells stuff, and then he gets captured by terrorists, has to make his way out, realizes that his own technology is killing a bunch of people, tries to rectify that, and then in the second one, he's dying from his heart thing. He's trying to give his stuff away to people to pass on the business to his lover that he loves, and give the suit to Rhodes and everything, try to make sure everything's good. Then by the Avengers, freaking aliens invade, and he's been trying to save the whole planet by now, and now he's got a huge problem. Now there's other external problems, and by the Iron Man 3, he's extremely stressed by that. So he's making all the suits and trying to get it so that he doesn't have to always lug around his technology with him. So the nano things kind of make sense. I do think that the villain could have been better, but I don't care about what the Mandarin stuff was, because I never read the comics. I don't really care about what that was, but I do think that they could have had a better villain just in general, because the melty hand stuff was a little just not that compelling. I mean, I kind of liked his first two villains as far as them, he kind of caused these guys or people around him betrayed him, or his dad, something with his past keeps on affecting him. And then this was just kind of a lame pull to do the past. But I kind of liked it for the most part. To his ingenuity, Tony Stark is Iron Man, not Iron Man is Tony Stark. So that's my thoughts.
Well, look, I get what you're saying. I disagree. I mean, I agree with what you were trying to appreciate from the film. And like that's what a lot of people try to appreciate from that film. But here's the problem, in my opinion. Look, Shane Black wrote that and directed it, and it shows, because everything that film, Iron Man. Who's buzzing? Someone's buzzing.
That might be who's on a phone. Everybody's on a phone except for
I'm on
and Nathan, I think.
I'm on
computer.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
I went away.
What I was getting at is here's the thing. I think I said this in my video. I was like for example, I walked out of The Last Jedi and I fanboyed it. I walked out of a few other Marvel films and I fanboyed it. I walked out of Iron Man 3 and I was like, I'm still am. Iron Man's my favorite Avenger. Iron Man's my favorite Marvel character. I think I'll have to think about that, but definitely I love Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. I walked out of Iron Man 3 immeasurably pissed off, like, and that never happens to me. Like, I was just so pissed off from watching that movie. And the reason being, it had such potential, and I was so looking forward to seeing. Like, I wanted to see what you were trying to appreciate, Rookie. I wanted to see the depth of Iron Man get explored. I wanted to see him going like into a massive confrontation with a really, I wanted him to explore more of himself, expand upon what he saw in the Avengers, but also have a villain that was worthy of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that makes sense. Just to really drive home the Iron Man trilogy. And what we got instead was Shane Black just shitting jokes everywhere. His suit constantly falls apart. The jokes just don't land. Everything that happened, like a lot of the shit that just happens is just so annoying. And it's, I get it. Like, they're trying to, the people would like it because it tried to show more Tony Stark, and they wanted to see a more deeper Tony Stark. But it honestly just was all lost on me, similar to what Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi. The tone is fucked. There is jokes everywhere. I can't take anything seriously.
I do admit,
every time he tries to get invested, oh no, sorry, the suit's falling apart again.
I do agree with that. I hated how much they fell apart, and the jokes is all over the place. Go ahead, Seth.
How about Ben Kingsley?
Mainly because I was pissed off because it just, you know what I mean? Like, it had potential, and they just gave it to the wrong guy, in my opinion. Anyway, so
yeah, I felt like
Angus.
I like the original Mandarin, the one that was pretending to be the Mandarin.
Yeah,
like up to the point where the twist happens, and he's just this bumbling actor or whatever. I was in, but then after that, it fell apart for me.
Tension does kind of fall after that, I will admit. I mean, I kind of liked the twist, but then there wasn't much substance there for the villain. It was just like, oh, well, it's that guy. Well,
and the fucking ending. Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the fucking ending is probably the biggest. Like, something tells me that this is like definitely a Disney, like the first film Disney really had some part in, because they fucking fiddled. I feel like they fiddled with everything, because they killed Gwyneth Paltrow, a character no one really liked to begin with, that would have actually added something to Tony.
I agree.
Yeah, and then they bring her back, and she beats Tony's villain in yoga pants. And I'm like, what?
I kind of wanted I didn't really want there to be a huge climax in the end of this one. I kind of wanted it to be more of a intellectual battle or something, instead of a huge CGI fight with him for this one. Just, I don't know, because like you said, the suits all fell apart. It kind of gave less value to his tech and equipment and stuff. It's like, well, what are you doing?
What the Mandarin should have been.
I'm not done with the ending. After
You're not done with it
yet. Saves Iron Man.
Yep.
Iron Man, like a whipped little bitch, blows up all his fucking suits. They're not going to be fucking Iron Man no more. And they take out one of the only parts of him that makes him unique as a superhero besides his brain, and that's the thing in his chest that gives him constant tension. So is he alive? Is he going to be alive? Oh my god! I hope his thing's still attached. Nope. We're going to remove it. Like nothing happened. Like it was just an easy day at the park, and we're going to just. He's like honest trailers called him Regular Man. That's exactly what they did. They made him Regular Man.
I agree. They shouldn't have taken the Shatnell out.
What the fuck was that? Because that always made me endeared to Tony Stark. He's trying to make the world better, but he's constantly at risk with that thing in his chest. They always gave his character some tension, like he's lucky to be there. Now it's like, he's got infinite suits. His suits fall apart. He just makes new ones.
Enemies can use that to their advantage as a weakness to him if something happened to his reactor. So that's I do like that concept.
That thing in his chest should have been the only thing that made him Iron Man, really. Like, you know what I mean? Instead, all the suits have an arc reactor and Rhodey can just jump into one. That's Iron Man 2's fault. Don't get me wrong, but I always hated how they did that. I always want him to be the only one who can pilot one. But sorry, Angus, go.
Yeah, the one thing looking back that I can think of with Iron Man 3 and the ending with blowing up the suits was they didn't know going forward what was going to happen with Downey Jr. at the time, is what I understand, and so that's why the ending is so off with like the rest of the MCU, where it's like, oh, his story's over, but like it was during his like contract negotiations, and like he was kind of holding out to make sure everyone else was getting paid.
Oh, okay, that actually makes a bit of sense. But still, like, why didn't they just? I mean, they're Disney, so I know why. But why didn't they just delay the fucking movie? Like rewrites and shit, you know? Because no one could have been like, "This is good. We need to. This is what we should run with."
It does seem like they didn't know where they wanted it to end when they got to the climax area. It was like, okay, what's going to happen here? And okay, maybe she dies, maybe she doesn't, maybe he has all these suits, maybe all this. And you guys want to respond to any of this?
To Iron Man 3?
Yeah, or to any of anything that was just said, you know, any of the.
Well, I'll add to the whole thing about the plot falling apart and the whole thing about them wanting to explore Tony Stark. I feel like they could have accomplished that if they made the Mandarin like this guy who's like smarter than Tony and like ahead of him by 2 steps all the time, and he has to fucking soul search and figure out like what makes him competent, what makes him who he is.
That would have been a good.
I don't know. I feel like if they wanted to test Tony, they could have made the Mandarin actually, I don't know, formidable and not fucking vulnerable to yoga pants.
You know, you just made me think because like one of the things I always talk about with Iron Man and Dark Knight is that they're kind of like polar opposites, but they're both like benefit from the same like time period in war. That's why they'll last longer than like the other superhero movies, because like they're kind of their own stories. And like think about that, like the Mandarin, the context of film, the way they showed him with the Kingsley before the twist was like this fucking like Osama bin Laden character, and it's like, wow, this really can hit home. And then they undercut it, and I like the twist. It's an interesting storyline. It's like, oh, he's just some fucking like they're preying on everything we fear of like the image of like an Osama character. But even that could have been done better. So I don't know. Like I like it, but it's definitely not one of my favorite Marvel movies at all. It's definitely on like the bottom 5. But yeah, thinking about it and what you're bringing up just makes me think more about those angles and how they totally dropped the ball with it.
Yeah, he should have been his like intellectual match.
And that would have been better for the end of his trilogy, and then still continuing him later. But yeah, I agree. Well, I'll be watching it again soon at some point. So for all I know, my opinion will be completely different. This is literally just based off of when I first saw it in theaters, whenever that came out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've only watched it twice. I saw it in theaters, then I watched it with the wife when we did like a binge. She's like, "That's not that bad." I'm like, I guess not. It's still a sour taste.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it, and I've had it since it's been on DVD. So I mean, that could say something too internally or something that I didn't know about. So we'll see on another viewing. So I think we'll be closing out here pretty soon. But is there any like last topic any of you guys want to go over?
I wanted to bring up the female Doctor Who. Get your opinions on that. If any of you guys are Doctor Who fans.
I'm not a fan, but I've been following the whole, like, what's been going on with that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, Flip?
Oh, on Doctor Who, I'm actually more interested in what Sith has to say because I haven't really followed it a lot until recently. Recently, I heard that the lady actor, wants to leave the show, which tells me a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. It's. I can't really say that it turned SJW with the female Doctor because it's kind of been that for a few years now, but it's like really extreme SJW, and since she joined, I don't know how much of that has to do with the politics they put in it, but since she joined, the ratings like dropped by like half or something crazy like that. And what I heard was she's getting a second season. What?
Probably not because she's a bad actress.
No, she's a good actress. I think it has to do with the character and the writing and the politics in the show.
Honestly, I've not really liked any of the modern Doctor Who's. I thought the female Doctor Who was on par with the rest of them.
Yeah, I tried to get into it, but it felt too much like a kid show for me.
Okay, so I do want to say that my kids did watch all of the Doctor Who's, but my kids are now 19 and 18 and 13, respectively. So as a kid's show, yeah, I mean, they didn't even get into it until their early teens, though. I liked it. I watched a couple of episodes when I was younger in like 9th grade, and then I watched a couple more recently, maybe a few years ago. And I get the concept, you know, the TARDIS is bigger on the inside and all that. And I actually like the male doctors. I haven't seen any of the female doctors, so I can't say for sure. But based on what Mecha Random has said and what many other YouTubers have said, it's not so good.
Yeah, it's like really, really bad. Like even, I don't know if it was the Doctor before, but they would say shit like, "Oh, my race is generations beyond the childish concept of gender," and then there's just one time the Doctor Who said, someone mentioned something about women, and then he was like, "Would that it were that they were in charge of everything," or some shit like that.
There's a video. Was it Mark Hamill? Was that Mark Hamill who responded to that tweet about letting women just take charge because men have done such a
that was Marky. That was our Marky Mark.
Yeah, that was Mark.
Mark. Here's the thing, though. I don't think we should take him seriously. I mean, he can't put his foot in his mouth. But like, here's the thing: we're gonna look like hypocrites if and hear me out on this one, because what I mean is, because we said he tweeted out how much he liked The Last Jedi and how much he regrets his words and how much, you know, whatever. But in his actual footage, there's a lot more nuance, and he's like, you know, I disagree. I think you know, the fans deserve better. Blah blah blah. We got to think about the fans, Ryan. And he says, "Don't take me seriously on Twitter." And then people who defend The Last Jedi say, "Oh, but he tweeted that he defended The Last Jedi." I'm like, yeah, but he did countless interviews where he said he wasn't thrilled about it. So I'm just saying it can work in reverse. Like, I'm sure there's a lot more to what he meant. It's just that we can't judge him solely on a Twitter post.
Yeah, I agree.
Although it was a pretty stupid Twitter post.
Yeah, but I mean, it is Twitter. How many smart Twitter posts are there really overall compared to
as a
ratio to dumb tweets?
He's got to toe the line.
Yeah, I'm not too big on Doctor Who stuff, so don't really know what to say here. Though I did hear that since it's been a long running show and a huge universe and different universes and everything, that the gender thing isn't a huge deal in that type of universe. That like some of that stuff might happen here or there and doesn't really matter, and it's not a huge effect on the show overall, even if they have something like that sometimes, or even the Doctor being a chick isn't that far-fetched in that universe. But if they did it earlier, people wouldn't really have mind, because it wouldn't be during this type of climate that we're in right now. That would have been received better. But
yeah,
I don't know. No, they didn't make her a black woman. That's why everybody's mad.
Yeah, I tried to watch. My wife supposedly likes Doctor Who when I met her, and so I watched a few episodes of like the Eccleston shit when I guess it like restarted or something. And I'm just like, there's some fun. It's like fun, wacky shit, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe it's just too fucking British for me.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I'm like, I mean, maybe they say a few funny things, but I can't really sit and watch this for over half.
These people are bonkers.
Yeah.
Well, fair warning. This song I'm going to sing is Doctor Who themed, so I hope you can at least sit around for that.
All right, shoot.
No. Well, is it the end of the stream? Or?
Yeah, basically, we're literally kind of wrapping up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I can get into it. So yeah, this came out on Australian television in about 2005 when Doctor Who was coming back. So I'll get into it. Yo, Doctor Who is back. See if you can recognise this music. Woo! 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 It's a theme music. I can hardly step outside. It's all that I can do to hide the fact that I'm a fan of Doctor Who. I even earned a special mention when I dressed up at the fan convention as a Cyberman from season 22. Woo! 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 I'm a fan of Doctor Who. My friends say that I'm retarded just because I built a model TARDIS and pretend I'm chasing Daleks through space and time. Exterminate, exterminate. I don't know why, but people laugh when I show them the autograph I got from the actor who did the voice of K9. It's hard to get a screw when you're a fan of Doctor Who. His female companions, I love them all. They're stuck all over my bedroom wall. My favourite ones are Ace and Sarah Jane. And when I go to shop at the ABC, I don't just stop at the DVDs. I also buy books from the Doctor Who novel range. All the girls say, ooh, he's a fan of Doctor Who. I'm always sure to ask the question, out of all the Doctors, who's the best one whenever I meet up with a fellow fan? Was it William Hartnell, Peter Cushing, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Don Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Christopher Eccleston, Dable Tennant, Richard E. Glant, who only played the role in the 40th anniversary BBC interactive webcast adventure, or Paul McCann? I couldn't fit in the song, but my favourite scriptwriter is Robert Holmes. You don't score much schmoo when you're a fan of Doctor Who. Woo! 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 Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. It's the theme music again. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's it.
That's it.
That was awesome.
Dingo ate my baby.
That was great. That was great.
We need more of that.
I couldn't catch any of the names that you were saying for that part, but that was great.
Oh, I'm glad you caught any of it at all. So,
hey, Obi-Wan, you need to hear Rookie rap.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I think I have. I think I've commented on that.
Yeah, that's one of my old high school raps. Pretty bad. How is it? The yo. The point of this rap video is to let you know about anything and everything that happens with mitosis. My mitosis. All right, you got step one, and now my homie is a metaphase, not the prophase or some shit.
Oh, hey, Rookie, let's talk about your. I don't know how many of us have watched it in here, but let's talk about your skit you just did, the newest one.
Oh, the Rookie's Test trilogy skit that I'm working on. Yeah, that one's pretty short, but I call my YouTube runs my seasons now, because when I started my first little go at YouTube, I only had 7 subscribers after 4 months. Then I took a break for a long time and came back. So I was like, oh, that's season 1. This one's season 2. This is like getting toward the end of season 2, and then I'll do season 3, take a little break and then come back. And the Rookie's Test is like testing my filming skills, like as far as, I guess my acting ability and special effects and sound effects and everything. That's kind of what that is. But then also, because I've met so many people on YouTube, I'm trying to have as many of you guys that I've met be little cameos in it. So trying to get, little people, write little scripts for people kind of, but that make it their own and cut it in a way so that it looks like we're interacting kind of.
Oh, hell yeah.
Make it
hell yeah.
Anomaly.
Anomaly said he was going to do it with he was going to do that with you, right? Is that right?
Yeah, he said that he'd want to be in it. Yeah, right?
Yeah, of course.
That would be so wicked awesome.
See, and what I want to do now too, because there's so many of you guys, is maybe try to have it where there's more than one of you interacting with me and or with each other, kind of. But we don't need we don't need to actually all be together and do it at once. But you guys do your lines, and then I'll cut it in a ways that we're interacting. And it's so far pretty funny for the most part. Hey, Uncle Ethan's in the chat. Uncle Ethan's in the chat.
Oh wow!
No way.
Yep, the Uncle Ethan. You need to go back and watch toward the first quarter of the stream where there's a huge misunderstanding with who you were.
We talked about.
Wait, is it which Uncle Ethan is it? Just
your Uncle E.
My Uncle Ethan.
Your Uncle E. Yeah.
It's not ABS.
Hey, let me get back to the chat. My phone's almost dead, so I have to go chat again.
I got you. If that was Comic Artist Pro Secrets, hell yeah, that's some high praise. But
yeah, it's like Jesus Christ.
He doesn't really look at the littler channels all that often, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, I get likes from him on Twitter, like I'll reply to shit.
Yep,
it's hard to.
My boy Ethan, how you going, Ethan? Yeah, man. If you scroll towards the earlier part of the stream, there's a funny little section about you, mate.
Yep.
Putting it mildly. Oh, proper Jeremy's in here. Is it the proper Jeremy? The one that
it's the proper Jeremy. Yes, the proper Jeremy. He's actually.
I hear G&G Jeremy reference him all the time.
Yes, he's a proper Jeremy. He's actually my next stream guest on Tuesday morning. Over here, he's going to be my next guest. So, proper Jeremy.
Let me check out proper Jeremy's channel here. 27.
I don't think he posted
28 now. Good job, Jeremy.
Yep, he and Proper Anna have been getting little squabbles on Twitter lately, and Proper Anna is very violent and wants to punch him, but he's so proper.
Yeah, I told him they should settle it with the rap battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see if I could get Proper Anna on too or something and have them argue before it. That'd be hilarious. A proper fight would be awesome.
Yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to shoot off here if it's all right. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, we're just closing out. Obi-Wan. Yep. Follow Obi-Wan Reviews, everybody, in the chat. Yep.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Have a good one, man. All right, but yeah. So we'll close out now, I suppose. Yeah. So my skit thing is just a fun little thing where I embarrass myself by filming myself doing weird shit and cut it together with everybody.
I was going to tell you, Rookie, the some of the cuts with multiple U's look really good, especially compared to like when you first started at all with some of your skits.
Yeah,
yeah, the cloning is really good.
Pretty awful. Your cloning is really good. Everything's funny. I don't really get. I know because you said it, but I don't get the Power Rangers shit. But it's still funny with the. I love making that sound with my kids, so I just enjoy it on that level.
Yeah, I had those guys in my Power Ranger review just as a little skit during the review of Power Rangers, and then I just had them in this just for fodder fun. So I was like, okay, and yeah, but those I'll be coming out with more of those. But so, do you guys want to start closing out your channels or give social media plugs or video plugs for the future, starting with Sith?
Yeah, so I'm Sith Kryptonian. My channel is of the same name. You can follow me on Twitter at Sith Crypto with the K, YT. And yeah, I make videos about Star Wars, DC, some movies. Check me out.
All right. Yep, that is the Sith Kryptonian. Pretty much a common member on the streams now for the most part. Just big time. And then so Obi-Wan, if you're still here, you can say something about a video you're working on or a social media plug. You should make a Twitter, dude. It'd be a lot easier to include you in a lot of this stuff, man.
Okay, yeah, I can't actually work out how to exit the stream, so I am still here. I've got a Twitter. You can probably find me. I don't use it at all, but I'm on there. Okay,
because that'd be a good way for other people, like after the stream, to contact you if they wanted to talk about something, or for me to send you things instead of just their email. It's okay.
Well, I'll find you.
Okay. All right, and then Flipped Out. Go ahead.
Hey guys, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Obviously, I do a lot of comedy skits. These guys are probably making fun of me pretty much most of the time in these streams. But thanks for listening to us, and rise together.
Hell yeah. Well said as always. And then go ahead, Angus.
Yeah, so I am Black Angus. I cover film philosophy in the NFL. Just got a new philosophy video because they're far and few between. It's about the connection of Victoria's Secret, the SJWs, and their rainbow fish culture. Check it out. It's pretty hot. A lot of sexy Victoria's Secret girls in there. Hope you like my intro. It's got AC/DC on to book in both ends of the video. Yeah, and just be sure to help support all of us at Band of Menace Phase 2. Make that a trend on Facebook, as that's what we are. We haven't forgotten the fandom that we've started.
All right, well said, man.
And next Saturday, the Chaos Council, formerly the Cinema Squad, will be on my channel Saturday, probably about 5 p.m.
Yep, pretty much, definitely. And so, Nathan, why don't you close us out with your plugs, or if you have any videos or social media, go ahead.
Could you guys hear me playing Thunderstruck for Angus there?
Oh, that was what you were doing. Okay,
I couldn't tell.
wasn't sure
who was trying to
hype
up Angus with some little background music. Oh, never mind. I was like, is this working or not? Anyway, yeah, guys. So yeah, the channel name is Anomaly Inc. I got a second channel too called Anomaly Inc. Pop Culture. You can find the link in polls I post on the communities tab. Look, I'm going to be taking a bit of a break on my main channel over the December period, but you can expect a shit ton of content towards the end of December, early Jan. I got 2 video series coming out, so I've made part 1 for each. The first is Revenge of the Prequels. The second is a video series on forced diversity and pop culture, and just some other like video game critiques, movie critiques, and things like that. Things of that nature you can look forward to. On my other channel, though, is where I'm going to be doing like just movie reviews and reactions because they're easy and they're just fun videos. So feel free to check out both of them if you like, and happy to talk to you and whatnot. Also got a Twitter, and yeah, Twitter's a good place to contact me. You can't miss my Twitter. It's in my banner. So yeah.
That's good. Will you be available for coming on live streams during your break?
Yeah. I'm only taking a break from doing like in-depth scripted videos that just take a lot of time to put together. Just like streams are streams. They're fun. Movie reviews, they're fun. Reactions, they're fun. You know what I mean? Like there's not much work that goes into those sorts of videos. But yeah, streams, absolutely down. Absolutely.
Oh. Perfect. Yeah, because it's funny too. I'm actually taking a little break too in January for a little bit, kind of doing the same thing, just kind of chilling. I seem to do better, make better content after I stop for a while and then I get back into it. So I feel the same on that.
But yeah, I'm already like missing it. I'm always like, oh, I want to get back to work on my series, but
it's fun.
Yeah, I figured the videos might turn out better if I just take some breathing room.
I gotcha. But I'm thinking about still live streaming in the meantime still, because I think everybody likes doing that and get to meet more people in the community. I mean, that's the main thing that I like about doing these streams now is like I've met all these people. And I mean, everybody in the chat right now is somebody that we just talked with and just started talking, and now we're streaming. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, there's a shit ton of movies coming out over the Christmas period. That's some shit we can do on these streams as well. I'm sure everyone will go see like Creed 2 at some point. Same as Bumblebee, Aquaman.
Bumblebee's coming out already?
Boxing Day, I think, but like it looks all right. But you know, if it turns out to be shit, you'd expect me to rip that movie to pieces. Just saying.
Yeah, I thought Bumblebee was coming out like next year or something. Or
maybe they changed it. I'm not sure. I just know there's a lot of movies coming out this time.
Hey guys, quick question: if a teaser trailer for episode 9 comes out, will you put your hiatus on hiatus and do a video?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's probably the one thing that'll lure me out of hiatus.
Okay. Oh, I'd love to see Anomaly and Rookie.
Actually, I got one skit in mind. Actually, I won't say what it is because it's something to do with Star Wars, and I'm thinking about doing it for a long time. But we'll see. I might do that as well.
Hey Anomaly, I'd love to do a collab with you, man. If you're gonna do skits with Rookie, I would definitely like to do it as well.
We like to be silly, man. That's
Rookie. Rookie,
oh man, I'm down for it. Absolutely. The one I'm planning though is kind of a solo endeavor, but definitely up for doing collab skits too.
That'd be great, brother. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. No worries, man. Absolutely.
Rookie, I'm going for best adapted screenplay when I make your scene for this second part or third part. Hope it's good. I hope it's good. I got a good idea. We've talked about it, but it's getting even bigger. I know you want like a minute or so.
You can make it longer too. I mean, if you make it, as long as it's funny, honestly, I'm okay with it. I just don't want it
to be there's going to be a part that triggers SJWs for sure. It's going to be great.
Okay,
yeah, I'm definitely going for that angle, but no, a lot of this is going to sync up well with your funny shit.
Perfect, man. Looking forward to that. And yeah, so I'll be messaging Sith, and Obi-Wan already gave me his part, but I might give him a little more to do too. I might, because I still need to work on the scripts for 2 and 3. I just need to edit those a little, and I can tweak some fun things around. One of the funny things I'm doing is having Princess Aruka, and she's gonna voice act one of my characters, basically. And so it'll be a poor dub of that to kind of be funny. and whatnot, because she wants to voice act too. She doesn't have any content yet, but still fun stuff. So I think that about closes it out for right now. Everybody got their last words then?
Yeah. Great stream.
All right. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for stopping by. We will be back again on Tuesday. I don't know how many of us, but then we might have more streams coming down in the future, too. We've already got a whole bunch scheduled for December, so let's look forward to that, and see you guys later.